that just you got thousands of people that's making your shit lit. So now that's your base though. Once you a party head though, you connected all of those bases together. That's different. Diddy had that already. You know what I'm saying? Suge was in that scene already in the party scene. That scene overlaps differently with the game world, the street world, the drug world. All of that connects together differently.
Now, from what
Especially
I from what I
mountains.
understand, from what I understand, didn't or at that time didn't Sean Puffy Combs establish a lot of his influence while he was at a HBCU doing the college parties?
Not at HBCU. That was in Harlem, and then in freaking one of the city college in Harlem. He did a
Uh,
party and shot. Um,
didn't he go to Howard or did he didn't go to Howard?
what got him lit was the parties in Harlem, and then he did the party, and like literally to this day they made a law as a Diddy in New York. Like they did a whole party rule to this day because of Diddy. What happened in like I think it was '98 or something like that or whatever. Yeah, that rule's still in effect. Or
And
whatever year it was.
he
It
was
was
a he like he said, it started in Harlem through some gang niggas, some gangsters. Same gang. Them like he started under some real gangsters. When he was a square, but he was under real niggas his whole life. Street shit going on, and
was that
His mom was heavy, wasn't she?
most
Fox.
people who will get you out of here look like Puffy. So I got to throw a little bit
That's true.
about how gangster Pac tried to sound or big. Puff really was doing shit. Really could
Hoping
move.
that his mom's was that, yeah. That's a fact.
All right.
But
So
that whole
you're sure Puff's early career that he didn't start that on the college scene, on the college party scene?
he started that in the Harlem scene.
Okay.
His mom's was known for parties as well.
Okay.
And if you know Puff Daddy was his, that's how he was able to hang around them gangsters in Harlem and get that going.
Like
Mm.
he was a gangster or something like that. So there's random influences in it, but that whole glorification of that image though, there's a section of hip hop that to me represented that, and Tupac was a part of that at some point. And then that's personally why at that time I didn't really like rock with it that much. It just seemed fake. It seemed like Hollywood.
I could smoke a bag of that because hip hop was more prominent about people and being knowledgeable until certain rap Pac did. People
Like being knowledgeable about what? That's cap.
Right. Right.
It,
Being up on things as opposed to being knowledgeable.
well, it was two sectors too. There was like two, three sectors I would say in hip hop that I personally would relate to. So the 5% sector and the semi Pan African sector was like that was an era that to me that line was there.
Yeah.
Tupac was like I understood the Christian, like it made sense when he put the street side to it. And then the dear like and the reflection component was there. But his
The street
reflection
side was a social was a the street side was a social struggle. That was something that we had identified the street situation to the struggle, the social struggle and the revolution since the 60s. So there was really no differentiation necessarily between
only
street, authentic, and social.
his only
yeah,
street rap came from rapping about niggas who robbed them on Me Against the World. Like I say, Tupacalypse. Now I didn't care for So Conscious, and then the next one was very conscious. But when he got robbed and shot in '95, he made Me Against the World. That was still kind of conscious. If you name every rap, it's only like it's somebody. If I Die Tonight, he wasn't gangsters.
That is a very conscious album.
It was
Absolutely.
very conscious. It was also very street. He was kicking street knowledge. That was our theme out here. I was out here in the Bay Area as a young kid. Street knowledge. That was one of the that was one of the themes. That was one of the themes that was just. I mean, there were radio shows. Who was that dude? Kevin Love or Sway or somebody? Yeah, the street soldier, street knowledge. That whole idea that there was really no differentiation between those guys who were kicking the authentic street stories, those harder edged experiences, the grittier imagery. That wasn't just gratuitously thugged out stuff. That was people being serious. That was a lot of time you tell those stories while you're dropping sciences for the context. But the idea of the gratuitous glorification, the cute thug rapper, just acting a fool for the ladies. That's kind of what I ended up developing into.
He never acted a fool. He only dissed who.
That's
I disagree.
you know what though?
I disagree.
I can't. To me, that didn't really start till it was. I don't know, cause West Coast. I gotta say the West Coast with the gangster like that to me, like Doggy Style, Snoop Dogg. That because before that, it wasn't really like everything what y'all is more reflective music, and it was like really like you're not glorifying it. You're really just like reflecting on what's going on in the hood.
Right.
Like it wasn't. And even though it was sort of like
I would
that,
say he never really glorified it though.
I forget Cool Rap been on that, been Pac in that era. Cool G Rap was him at a point, and Pac was not him.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think,
Rap was
I don't,
talking that.
but it was more story. It was like it wasn't. I don't know.
I mean, even Run DMC. Even Run DMC was authentically street. I mean, we don't think of those guys being threatening and intimidating today, but those white folks were and conservative black folks were terrified of those guys when they came out.
Run DMC was not street, you know.
But it went down with everybody though. I just think like
Pushing it.
no, there's no protecting Tupac from street shit. Like you got a bunch of people who's drunk, somebody gets jumped, somebody wants revenge, you get shot, somebody got money on your head. It's really not that deep of a story. Like I don't see the conspiracy. Like there's people now that still believe that he's on an island somewhere.
I wouldn't disbelieve that. I would honestly, personally, I would believe that before I would take the Tupac Shakur death ritual scene seriously to heart. I'd see that as a stronger representation of what's likely reality than not. That's me personally.
I can understand that, but
Wait, you saying Pac didn't die in Vegas?
Yeah. I'll say it straight out. I won't couch any words. Yeah, I'll say that.
See?
Oh man.
You hear me?
So what happened? So what happened to all them? What happened to all them Cuba videos?
It's called a production.
But I'm saying though, what happened to all them Cuba videos? He in Cuba.
What do you mean? What happened to the Cuba videos? I don't understand your question.
I mean that was the talk for quite some time now. It just died out, for some reason.
It's not to say that. I understand. I think I understand your question. Then, in the context of this conversation, the Cuba videos as they were, those could very easily be part of the same production. I don't know who was following me on the live chat, but one of the things I mentioned was the hero cult, the martyr cult, and also the cult of the revolutionary. These are all cults of personality that have been put forth to create certain archetypes. There's a large. Go ahead.
Deep. Do you know who Asada Shakur is?
I'm familiar with the term. I'm familiar with the person. I don't say I know who she is, but no, I'm familiar with who Asada Shakur. Asada Shakur is supposed to be. Yes.
You know her story.
I am familiar with her story. I wouldn't claim to know it. I would be more interested to hear the parts of it that you would highlight, and I'd tell you whether or not I'm familiar with that part of her story.
She sued some cops and then got away. Do you know that part?
I'm familiar, yes.
Okay, where did they say she went?
I'm not familiar. But
wait,
no. Didn't they say also Cuba?
Passed away.
Wait.
Yeah, she passed away in Cuba.
To
right.
Cuba.
Is that
She
not where she went initially?
not talking about Tupac now. We stand on his auntie. She
Right.
literally did that and literally went to Cuba. That's why
Wait,
people start.
Asada Shakur is supposed to literally be Tupac's aunt?
I mean, if that's, I mean, I'm not gonna say I know them personally, but if that's his aunt, right? Are we not gonna say not Rafini's sister? Are we not
No,
gonna
if
take?
you're gonna put if you're gonna put it forth if you're gonna put it forth as a if you're gonna put it forth as a rhetorical question, is are we not? I already said transparently that I'm already willing to go there and say no. So yes, I would say that I'm willing to question the actual I'm willing to question the actuality of Tupac Shakur as a human being. I think at
Okay,
some point, and this is purely theoretical, and I'll make it concise. I believe that we as participants in this supposed Black American story, at some point we have to decide what side of the terminology do we want to be on. Do we want to live in the characters, or do we want to live in reality, or do we see if do we believe that there's any actual credible difference between the two?
now
And
just walk with me. I feel that, but
yeah,
Asada Shakur is not a story. That was a real Black Panther situation to what Black folks were going through in that time, and she
yeah.
got. They've been
No,
one.
I see the revolutionary cult. I see the revolutionary cult as a collective of narratives, of
Oh,
personalities and archetypes. The idea that these individuals are actual people, so to speak. I
right.
understand that and I respect it, but I do believe that there's an occasion that we have to review the actual root terminology, like literally, like what actually defines a person. Like, what's the difference between a person, a personality, an archetype, and a character? Do we
Okay, let me.
actually differentiate between that as participants in Black history, or are we just taking it all? Are we just swallowing the blue pill whole and then just going on?
Right.
Is there do we know any cognitive different cognitive dissonance in the story of ourself as it's presented to us, or does it actually come across smooth? Because for me, it's only rife with contradictions, and only in examining the contradictions do we start to get at least a shadow of who we really are and who have been and could be. If we look at the story as it's told, we're just a mess, and I'll never accept that.
Okay, what? So is Martin Luther King, Malcolm X? That was like, yeah, all the Black stuff is possibly fake, right?
We already saw that whatever Martin Luther King was. First of all, no, okay, let me stick to one. Let's say Martin Luther King. We know for a fact that Martin Luther King was never born.
Real.
Martin Luther King
What?
Michael
was yes, he was Michael.
Michael
He was
King,
Michael
correct.
King.
Michael King. Yeah.
The Martin Luther name. Hold on,
What
hey,
the
don't
fuck I come into,
whoever's
man?
laughing, I can respect that, but don't laugh over my
Yeah, but
explanation,
like you
please.
gotta, yeah, like you
The
gotta, let him
the
finish
Martin
that
Luther
statement, man. You can't
character,
just
Martin
like,
Luther was a white man. Martin Luther was a man who gave us Protestantism. Martin Luther is a figure who's embraced by Marxists. His father, Martin or Michael King Sr., he took the name Martin Luther King, and he gave it to his son secondhand. His son was almost a teenager by then. He
You
gave
gonna
him
bring
that name because of the subculture. He was himself involved in a cult of personality. He was a follower of Marcus Garvey and Karl Marx, and thereby Martin Luther. And so, just like I was saying before, we have to be aware that yes, there is a significance to these characters and what we understand to be our history as we've attempted to reassemble it here in this American story. At the same time, it's told to us straightforward in those stories. You are naming yourselves after personalities, many of them white. If
this is
Michael King
crazy.
was a real person, Martin Luther King, that's not a real person that was born. That's a character that was
That's
created
the
by
same
somebody's dad.
person. Hey man, hold on, bro. Like I'm already
Yeah.
playing along so long. All right, that's the
Okay.
same person.
Thank you.
That's the same person. Can you tell me when one of those entities ceased to exist before April 4th, 1963?
Yeah, which one of them? I
Eight.
don't believe
Damn,
that I don't believe Martin Luther King's father that he survived him. So I believe by that time in 1963 they were both dead. Oh, excuse me, 1963. That was Kennedy.
63, he
I'm
was still
sorry.
alive. He didn't die till 68.
Yeah, excuse me. 63, was that not Kennedy? Is that who
Yes,
you're talking
that's the
about?
year Kennedy. That's
Okay,
that's
go
the year
ahead. You want
Kennedy
to?
was
If
assassinated.
I'm
But I
perfectly
don't.
willing to talk about Kennedy,
But
but I'll tell you right now, if I
I
tell
don't
you
want to
my thoughts
change
on
this thing.
Kennedy, and
I just
go
want to
ahead.
understand why you're saying this as if he was never born, as if that person didn't
Hold
exist.
on a second. Because that name was given to that person when he was almost a teenager. It's just that simple. There's no birth certificate
Yeah,
for Martin Luther
yeah, we could
King.
cool. We could okay, cool. We can disagree with that happening, but that person is still Michael King, though, is it not?
Yeah, if we want to talk about Michael King's life, that's fine. We just have to include the time when he was given the name Martin Luther King because his father was a
Right,
Marxist and
right, cool.
followed Martin Luther and
But I'm just
venerated
trying to
him.
make sure. But that's still just simply the same person, though, right?
Yes, it's the same person, but it also gives a certain context and explanation of how a Martin Luther King Jr. character would fit into the greater Marxist influence cult of personality that I've just been describing, both in the chat and here now on the stream.
Yeah, I can
That's my
agree that
point.
there is such a thing. There's such a thing, but I do think when it's as beneficial as Martin Luther King, I find it hard to that you can substantiate why we shouldn't have had a Dr. King or why
I'm
that move
prepared to
for
argue that
anyone.
Martin Luther King's excuse me, I'm prepared to argue that Martin Luther King's influence was anything but influential, or excuse me, anything but positive. He was influential, but I would not say that his influence was necessarily helpful to so-called black people. And I can respect those who disagree, but I'm willing to
I
provide evidence that I
disagree.
think will support my theory.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay.
Unless anybody else got something to say.
Hell yeah. I don't hear that shit.
Hold on. He's saying a whole fucking lot. And I'm not against it. I love to debate and talk about different ways of seeing things. But
Okay.
do you realize that black folk are not the same way they are since 1960? You realize things changed, right?
I take it you're asking me that question.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I say things have largely changed for the worse. I say black folks were a much stronger community and essentially a much better people
Stop
than
right
black folks are today.
there.
But hold on,
Now,
what
you
so you
said that much more sweeter today, which it is.
No,
like
I
like
said a much better. Oh, you said that life is sweeter today?
for
Definitely
real.
than the 60s.
I say no. I say life is significantly sweeter for everybody. Look what mainland China was like in the '60s. Life is sweeter for like three-quarters of the planet. That's not necessarily saying anything special if you include black folks in it. That's just
We're,
talking about people.
we're
If we
talking
look at it, if we look at so-called black folks, it's pretty simple that if we look at the growth and the stability and the global regard and image for black people, and that curve since say 1963, and we look at most of the other ethnic groups, particularly the recent immigrants who have made it into this country since that time, and the curve by which their quality of life has gone up, I'd say it's probably 10 or 20 fold compared to the progress that black folks as a whole. Now, some individuals being exceptions, and all respect to them, but black folks as a whole, as a community, no, I would say that
that. You
we
think
have
it?
badly regressed since
I
the
do.
1960s.
But let me ask you this: do you think that Martin Luther King not real, and this is all making us be away? Does that exist with us?
Look, I'm gonna be straight with you. I don't believe that there will be an objective or a positive outcome in someone, myself included, trying to suggest the idea that Martin Luther King is AKA not real without providing the context to, first of all, what's the difference between a real person and one who isn't? And essentially what I just explained is that if we take the same person, Michael King, and we
Believe
look
you.
at the I'm sorry, you broke up. You said what about believe me?
We believe we're going off of your example, so you don't have to
Yeah.
re-explain it. I'm saying
Okay.
think they with other races.
Oh, you're breaking up, but are you asking if I don't think that same effect happens to other races, that they don't have a cult of personality, mythological heroes, and other characters that get put into their storyline?
and use fake
Mythological.
black power with other races. Do you think that happens with everybody?
Do I think what happens?
Mythological is wild, bro.
The way that you're saying these black people are not real and the story is used against us, we smoking
Yeah,
that. Do you think
there's nothing special about mythology being applied to black people. Every race has mythological figures. That's essentially where we get most of our ideas of all celebrities in
let's smoke
history.
that?
Like all celebrities are essentially mythological. It's just a question of when does a person in their personhood
Not a celebrity.
become, when does it make the break of becoming a product or a tool to be used by a larger force as opposed to a representation of an actual individual living a life, and we just take from it. And one of the biggest clues, I mean, how do you know if friend, well, we've just been talking about rappers, how do we know most rappers are real or fake? There's a direct correlation between their popularity and their influence and the probability that they're plants.
I'm talking
It's
about
nothing against rap itself. That's just how entertainment works. It's the same way with politics. The more influential, the more universal a figure is, the more likely that they were created, largely, most likely by a group of people. Now, that human body that was saying the words and giving the speeches and showing up on camera and on video and in the photographs, yes, that's obviously a real human being. Whether or not the story that we attribute to them is actually
running.
real is a question of how we feel about the media or the source or the publishing essentially by which we receive that information. I say right now, it's a bunch of lying motherfuckers.
Well,
They're out for profit, and if I look at the level of profit that's being made on black confusion, specifically as it has to do about our collective history or the lack thereof, it's very hard to say that there isn't some type of for-profit
but Walter,
model driving it. Straight
let me
up.
ask you
Right,
this.
but you sound like you working for that. Go
But that's
ahead, bro.
okay.
Now
That's
here,
okay. Because if I were working for it, I'd be working.
get a way in right now to ask you something. Now,
Yes.
Fuck that man.
you're very knowledgeable and you have your way of seeing. That's cool.
Nah,
Now, do
man,
you
I
think
appreciate that.
to me because you got to answer this? I don't want you to run.
I haven't heard
No.
anything
Listen, I
knowledgeable though.
appreciate it.
Running
Hold on a
from
second. Let me get
information doesn't make you knowledgeable.
who I'm talking to.
No,
Saying Dr. King
person-
didn't exist and giving some stupid ass philosophical
The person
reason for that
who's
don't
the
make you
person who's
knowledgeable.
making indignant
I got some-
interruptions
What are we
over
talking
you,
Expose
the person making the indignant interruptions and saying they don't agree.
Hold on, bro.
Yeah, I don't agree. Like a philosophical approach to reality to someone who actually lived that don't make you intelligent. Like this dude literally is trying to lay out an argument for how Dr. King didn't live because his name was changed,
and
and actually took out the time to try to explain it. And then and we not gonna at least press him about it some. That ain't knowledgeable, bruh.
Yeah,
Like
I
I'd
was
rather
trying
hear
to-
more
I
about
was
your
trying to.
if he's so knowledgeable and he is trying to influence people,
Nah,
are you real? Are you a human? Do you think you have power to influence? Do you
Are
think
you a
can change
human?
stuff?
Let me mute him, man.
So that means you're not real, right? That means that you're a government psyop because you have influence and you can tell people knowledge. You see how you sound?
who?
This oak leaf guy, he's explaining so much, and that's deep. That's cool. But he's saying that people who actually touched the world and did shit is a psyop. But you could become someone and tell us it is a psyop, and then are you a psyop because you got knowledge and you can help people? Why are you saying he couldn't have did that and it was planned for that? And that's what made us bad because they put him there and told him to do it. You're doing the same thing on this panel, learning us to some shit that you think. Are you real?
All right, so we just be clear. We're all on the same page because that's how to slow the convo down. So I think that's what Tad was saying. Chaotic.
Question my reality as a human being, which is your right, and I encourage it. Why don't you question?
Oakleaf, you're talking too much.
Hold up.
You already had a grand slam. Two sentences in.
All right.
These people refuse to look at history.
Thank you.
Martin Luther King was stabbed damn near to death by a mentally ill black woman. Martin Luther King's mother was killed by a black man. about 3 or 4 years after his supposed assassination. Everything you were saying is correct. We don't know what
Supposed
happened.
assassination.
We
Supposed
don't- we don't-
alleged.
because for all
So are
we
you
know,
implying it
Martin
didn't
Luther
happen?
King, Oakleaf's. For all we know, MLK could have been killed in the dice game in that goddamn hotel room. He
Thank
could have
you.
been killed in the dice game by other
What is
blacks.
misinformation?
And these
101,
liberals,
because
there ain't no
Yes,
misinformation.
so-
You don't know.
Who
We
defines
know that didn't happen,
misinformation?
you
Every-
know somebody went to
define
court and
misinformation.
So
won.
we know that didn't happen.
Now you see
Went
why
to
I did
court
what I
and won
did,
the
Taz.
death case,
But
right?
All we know,
we know that didn't happen
been
though.
killed in the dice game.
Yeah, we know that's not what happened. So why the rolling?
You got video footage. You got video footage of him.
No,
you got
we
video
got
footage of that
court, we
white
got
dude.
court case. We got a
Even
court
his
case. Somebody won on
his
what
own
King Death was.
his own
For
family.
facts,
Can I
hold
finish
up.
talking?
You just talking.
His
We got
own
actual
family.
court cases. You
No,
just talking.
no. Q Butter. No,
I did
his
His
say
own
own
family
family did not believe that white man killed Martin Luther King.
And wait, and did you know what they believe in instead? They believe that the white. No, they believe that the white.
To this
No, no,
day,
they believe that the white man that was in
May I
part.
finish?
They,
May I finish?
Go
May I
ahead.
finish,
Go ahead,
please?
cuz.
May I
Do you know
finish?
the white? Do you know the white man's name?
His own. I don't have to know his name
Be-
because
But
everything.
you do, bitch ass nigga. If you gonna talk to a
Everything-
motherfucking
okay,
scholar on the subject,
You call
if you gonna
me.
talk to a scholar on the subject matter, bitch, you better know his motherfucking name.
Oakleaf.
That's the problem with you dumb fucks.
He
You
didn't
sit up here
kill.
talking, but you don't even know the motherfucking story. You up here to spread
Don't-
some fucking theory of yours, bitch. You don't even know James Earl Ray's name. So you probably don't know about James Earl Ray's court case where his kids did say they don't believe he did it, but it's because the federal government was involved in it, which is why they
Bingo.
actually
No, they weren't.
said they were.
He got
They
killed in the
said
dice.
they were.
Bingo.
He
They
got
said
killed in
they
the dice
were.
game.
No, the
They
government
said
actually
they
said
were.
they were.
He got
Why do you
killed
think
in
Trump
the
came
dice
out and
game.
You're
apologized
dumb.
for it?
He got killed in the dice
You're
game.
dumb.
And the
And you
liberal
know
left
it.
is covering the he
Bro,
got
you
killed
got
in
to
the dice
stop
game.
this troll shit, bro. It's
I'm
really
not
not a
trolling,
good
bro.
look.
In 1999,
It's not a good look.
Coretta Scott,
It's not a good look.
1999, Coretta
So-
Scott
so you
King
don't-
won the
so
case
you-
proving that the government killed Martin Luther King. Like you just
Yeah,
talking the whole
hold on,
thing.
wait. She,
Oakleaf,
yeah, of course she
you're right,
won
bro.
it because he died.
Oakleaf, you're right, bro.
He died in a
Oakleaf,
hospital
you're right,
from the gunshot wounds that he sustained. Like he was in there
got
with all
killed.
reverence.
No,
Hold on, wait a
Either
minute.
Jesse Jackson.
Hold on, wait a minute,
Jesse
because
Jackson
the
or somebody
last time you came
in
up
the
with it,
dice
I got
game
you, cuz.
gone bad.
But
Come on.
I got you, cuz.
Ain't
Hold
no
on,
white man
Chaz.
killed no
Because when
man.
I did
Nice
this
man,
last, Taz, I swear to God,
Believe
cuz
whatever-
I'm on the
believe
it's
whatever
because last
Believe whatever you want to believe.
you see what I'm
Oakleaf is
saying, though?
correct, man. Oakleaf is correct, bro.
Yeah, no, I get
You
what
guys
you're
don't know
saying, but
nothing about
okay, so again, you don't even know the
Right.
man's name. You don't even know the
I don't
beginning
need to know
stage
his
in the
name.
discussion.
I don't need
So I
to.
think what y'all do is y'all try this fake ass decorum shit, right? And you try to make it seem like you're knowledgeable because you speak as if
I'm
you
not.
are. You don't know
Neither
a
are you.
motherfucking thing about
You
Dr.
don't either.
King.
You were born in
So you making
1980.
up
You don't
shit.
either. You were
So
born in
you
1980.
making
You
up
don't either.
shit. So you're making
You
up
don't either.
shit.
You were born in
Just like
1980. You don't know anything about him either.
you
were
want to
born in
put some
1980.
money on it? I wasn't. You want to make
You
a
don't-
bet I
you were born
wasn't?
in- You were born in 1980, bro. You don't know anything about MLK either, bro.
You want to make a
Trust
bet that I wasn't born in
me. What
1980?
year were you born? Okay, you were born in
You already
1970.
made an
You still
assertion.
weren't.
You already
You weren't
implied
there
like you
when he was
knew.
born. You
This is the
weren't
level
there
of stupidity you operate on,
weren't
trying
there
to
when he was born.
You try
You
your
were
best
not
to
there
make
when he
white
was.
people feel
You
good.
weren't
You're
there.
dumb, bro.
I'm not.
You
what-
don't know
I
what
don't
you're
care about no white
talking
people,
about.
bro. I didn't
It's
mention white people
sad,
at all.
bro. You're a
You
sad
weren't
case.
there when he was
You're
killed,
a
bro.
sad
You don't know what
case,
you're talking
bro.
That's why we call niggas tethers right here, Taz. This the
Oakleaf is
tetherism, not the
correct. Oakleaf, you
tenderism.
doing
This the
your- Oakleaf, you
tetherism.
doing your
Nah,
thing.
bro.
Oakleaf, you doing your
They
thing,
be
bro.
trolling, bro. This thing ain't no.
I'm not trolling
this
at all.
is goofy, bro.
I know, cuz trolling, but
But you
if it
can't
was
make
some,
an
hold on,
argument
real
for the
quick, Taz.
statement you
If it
made.
was some history,
Like,
if it was
how
some
do you
history
not know he
that
wasn't killed in the
close
dice
up,
game?
he wouldn't be trolling with.
How do you not know he wasn't killed in the dice game, Taz? How do you?
Because
know
you
that?
can't make that argument. Where did you get that from? What's your source?
What's your source? What's your source that he was killed by James Earl Ray or whoever? What's your source?
Not what's your source that he's killed in a dice
The
game?
Lorraine
None of us
Motel. The Lorraine Motel.
The Lorraine Motel had cameras, bro. They had cameras. Show me the camera footage.
Yeah, I was just letting them avoid the
Show the
easiest
camera
thing.
footage.
You got to do
Ain't no
better than
goddamn
this,
camera
bro.
footage. They can make up. They can make up any goddamn story.
Just like you with the
That's
dice
the,
game.
that,
So what? I can make up that story. You don't know.
No, yes, we know you making up a story. That's what I'm saying.
Martin
You
Luther
ain't got no
King.
basis. You
this
ain't got
is
no
no, you know what it
validity.
reminds me of? It reminds me of people who say because the first tower wasn't hit live that it wasn't actually hit by a plane. That's what it reminds me of. Just somebody who just would make up a conspiracy just to make it up.
Just to make it clear for everybody, whoever I know the trolling, you gotta source up over here. So if you make a claim, source up. Share the screen so we can cook you. It's just that simple. So if you're saying MLK anything, this is definitely dumb. But share your screen and source up. These accusations is crazy. Extreme. Source up. So you gotta do is chaotic.
Yeah, he doesn't have the
I don't have
ability
any.
to
I
do
don't have
that.
any sources for that one. I don't have any
He's
sources.
not intellectually sound like that. He ain't playing games and shit. He a dumb
You don't
nigga
have
for
any
real.
sources for that one. All right.
He want to trigger. Yeah, he wants to trigger someone with the statement
Trigger
alone.
somebody.
Yeah, it's
You're
not gonna
triggered
work.
by me. You're a 50-year-old man
It's not
triggered by
gonna
me. You're
work.
6'10".
You know
And you're
that, right?
It's
triggered
just
by
not
me.
gonna work.
Come on, bro. Stop.
Boy.
That's the
Trigger.
goal.
Come on, man.
You
It
know
just
that,
don't
right?
work.
You
part
think
of
I'm trying to trigger you?
Yes, you are.
You're a man, bro. You're a
That's the
6'10" man,
goal.
and you're triggered. You're triggered.
I
Taz.
told you what I do. I told
Come
and I told you what I do to you.
Triggered.
You can't talk about
You're
the leader.
triggered by me. You're triggered by my words.
It ain't
I
triggered.
think you be trying. Yeah, you be
You as a
trying.
black, you a man, bro. Stop saying you triggered, bro. You're a man, dude. Stop, man.
I said
That's
you're
what you
trying.
do. Bro, you're a man, bro. You
Well,
can't be triggered by another
this is
man's words, dude. What are you
I would
talking
say this is
about?
feminine what you're doing.
Hey, bro,
You're
it's
incapable
feminine
of
for me
having
to have
a real conversation.
You weren't there
Okay,
back
so
then, bro.
substantiate
Hold
your
on,
claim.
Taz.
Okay,
Hold on real
Substantiate.
quick, Taz.
Go ahead, bro. Go
You don't
ahead.
have
Hold on
no
real
sources.
quick, Taz. Before you even do that, before you
got it,
hold on
got
real
it, you
quick.
got it.
Real quick, Q, but 1 second, Taz, and then you can get it right back. Because this nigga keeps saying triggered. Stupid ass Kyle from Living Single looking ass nigga. Was you triggered when you motherfucking struck my video for bullying, nigga? Were you triggered then?
Who, me?
Yes, you. Chaotic Truth.
I never triggered you. I don't strike people at all. I never do anything like that.
No, niggas don't strike niggas now. I mean, the only person that struck the video was you. Now you swearing to God. Come on.
Bro, I
Chaotic
swear
Truth.
to
Don't
God,
do that.
I
Chaotic Truth. Don't do that. Cuz, listen to me, Chaotic Truth. My videos don't get struck. So you mean, hold on, wait a minute. So it's a coincidence that after I roasted your ass and put you in the dirt and posted the video on my page, that happened out of all the videos that I post talking about any other nigga on the internet, the one video with your name tagged in it gets flagged and removed for harassment and bullying. So who was triggered?
Brother, I swear.
Nigga, yo, wait, bro, nigga, I don't even know.
You're 70.
I don't know what God you believe in. I don't know what God. No, way more than. Hold on. Way more than.
Video, bro. I didn't.
Hey, how you know it was 70 views?
Brother, you're not a big time YouTuber. I could tell about 70.
Hey, how you know I only had 70 views?
Because
how did you know all of that? How you know I'm not a big time YouTuber?
You're not, bro. You're not.
What make a person a big time YouTuber?
I could just tell by your insecurity and talking to me, bro. Trust me, I didn't strike you, bro.
No, I'm not insecure. I do music. I do music podcasts, cuz I do music podcasts, cuz and I just do roasting content. But I'm trying to wonder why you very defensive right now. You're very defensive and triggered right now, cuz you're very defensive and triggered.
I didn't strike.
Why don't you let me get let me get the statement out first. Stop being triggered. Stop putting your head back like a female when she get upset, bro. You ain't got to do all that.
Because that's not my style. I didn't strike you.
It is your style.
Trust me. No, it's not.
I have to. Why would I trust a nigga? Why would I trust a nigga that said Martin Luther King died in the dice game?
How do you not know he didn't die in the dice game?
Bitch, because I know how to read. Do you know how to read?
You don't think you believe? Okay, so now you believe everything the white man
says. You believe everything. I don't believe. Nigga, I don't believe a motherfucking thing. It's either, bro. I don't believe shit. It's either I know. The white man didn't say that. His fucking family said that.
His family said
the white man.
Hold on. Not shoot him and kill him. That's what his
They
family
said the
said.
government did. They said the white people in the government did.
What white people? in the
Deal with
government?
that.
What,
Abernathy said the white people in the government did. COINTELPRO.
Who was the white?
COINTELPRO. J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover.
The operation. The operation to stop a black Messiah. How about all that shit?
Edgar Hoover said he shot
about Black
Martin Luther
history.
King. What are you talking about?
Like 25 and fucking from another country. You don't even know shit about Black history.
Who is that talking? Who is that talking?
He don't know. He don't know.
You said who don't know nothing about Black history?
Chaotic nigga.
Man, this
He don't gotta
the
stop
only
calling me
thing.
I didn't
Come
call
on,
you
man.
guys.
Listen,
Y'all
hold on,
stop-
real
y'all
quick.
calling me
Gambler,
nigga. I didn't call you
gambler. Listen to this, cuz he know everything about Black history, but because YouTube has made it profitable for goofy ass niggas that look like Kyle from Living Single to get on this bitch and be bogus with hand me down Goodwill blazers on and the kind of no, listen, and to just subjugate themselves to the will of white people and MAGA lights. You know what I mean? That's what that nigga do. He know all of this shit. He know all of this shit, but he'd rather, you know what I'm saying, get on his knees in front of the orange man instead of stand on his 2 feet. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Now you saying I suck penis, man. I didn't even talk to you like that, man. Why you guys say why? Now I do all of that, bro. Come on, I do all of that.
He pushed more of a tether ideology, though. I
that's what it
seen him
sound like.
earlier talking about he was trying to step on all the black Americans, but then he praised Thomas Sankara. You know what I'm saying? I saw the play. Yeah. I saw the play.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is his family right here, though. This is the King Center and the family statement. So just to make sure you know that you know to correct what you're saying in the future. You can read it, Chaotic.
I can read it.
Read it out loud, Chaotic. Read it.
In 1999, our family filed a wrongful death civil lawsuit in Shelby County, Tennessee. The jury unanimously concluded that our father was the victim of a conspiracy involving Lloyd Jowers and unnamed co-conspirators, including government agencies, as a part of a wider scheme. The verdict also affirmed that someone other than James Earl Ray was the shooter and that Mr. Ray was set up to take the blame. Our family views that verdict as an affirmative of our long-held beliefs. As we review these newly released files, we will assess whether they offer additional insights beyond the findings our family has already accepted. There you go, buddy. So unnamed co-conspirators can be anybody.
No. Do you know who Lloyd Jowers is, though?
I do not.
Right. See, and that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. You up here running your motherfucking mouth about this Dr. King assassination, and you don't know anything about it. Lloyd Jowers is the person who owned the little boarding house that sits on the opposite end. And so again, when you say unnamed conspirators, it's because he never told who these people were.
And you
like I
gotta
said,
know,
try harder.
to even know what that means. See, a lot of people
Try a
get
little
on
harder. Try a little harder. That's all.
have that side. He think the unnamed people mean they don't know. You know that mean he ain't snitch.
The unnamed people are Jesse Jackson and whomever was in that hotel room. It was a dispute over some dice. Most Negroes die in that kind of manner. Let's cut the bullshit, man.
So he didn't die on the steps?
Oh, I'm sorry, Q-Bart. I don't have. How do you know if he
I
died?
want to understand. I want to understand what happened. So they drug him out onto the steps and then pointed up in the sky.
It's very plausible that they did do all of that, bro. There were no cameras back then. It's very plausible.
Shot rang out. Those witnesses were. I'm just trying to see how stupid you're gonna go along with this, because there are witnesses to a shot being fired. There are witnesses to Dr. King going down.
Yep, right here.
Oh my God.
I mean, the witnesses that talk about the government death, they said they killed him in the hospital. Like it ain't even about they could have saved him from the shot. They
Oh,
said
those
they
aren't
chose to
those
kill him.
aren't no witnesses said that. Dick Gregory said that he was dead before he got to the hospital. He died at the Lorraine Motel. I don't know why Dick Greg. I do know why, because people was listening. But no, I wish he wouldn't have said that. But you know, Dick Gregory he understood the internet. We just put it like that. He understood the internet. You know what I'm saying? Got conversations going that, you know. But nah, Dr. King died at the Lorraine Motel on the steps.
Oakleaf, do your thing, man. I support you, buddy.
Yeah, that's your friend. You the one told him a lot of this bullshit and got him confused.
Oh, you don't think I'm your friend too, Life Gambler?
No, it ain't about. I'm saying that's he follows like he be talking like fantasy football type talk about real Black history. So yeah, I can get y'all on the same page because y'all have a belief, and I'm not against y'all and y'all beliefs. But when you don't have sources over here, like you always say, you have to source up about what you could say anything, but you need to have a better way of saying it and showing us. Oh, this Dice was Martin Luther King used to gamble. You ain't said nothing about gambling.
I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm just gonna be quiet, bro. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, I feel like you're not a Black American.
Right.
You don't like Black American history for some odd reason.
I bet you my wife is darker than your
I
wife.
didn't say your wife. I said you, Black American.
I bet you. I bet you I'm blacker than. I bet you I'm blacker than you. I bet you I'm blacker than you.
You're a Black American. Are you born?
I bet you I'm black. I bet you I'm blacker than you.
I'm not talking about me,
bro. We can push the combo, son. We ain't gotta engage with him, son. He was trolling, son.
Bet you I'm blacker than you.
I'm not worried about your complexion. I'm saying
How are you
heritage.
Blackness?
My heritage is Black, sir. I'm a foundational Black American.
Okay, so you feel like Black are just our story is not true then here, like it's all.
I never said the Black story isn't true.
Well,
I only question MLK.
Right?
MLK is not the. You think that Martin Luther King is the embodiment of your entire
a part of
Black
Malcolm
culture?
X is another one. Do you know who Malcolm X is?
Malcolm X was a traitor to the Nation of Islam, sir, and he was an Arab sympathizer, sir. I could care less about Malcolm X. Fuck him.
Okay.
And then Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan said he was a
traitor. Are you a member of the
Nation
of Islam?
Don't have to be, but I used to rock heavy with the Nation of Islam where I'm from. Heavy with them. And he was a traitor, sir.
So are you a traitor?
I said, hey man, whatever you think, Taz. Do you think I'm a
traitor?
No,
I'm asking. I never joined.
I'm not a traitor.
I'm from the streets for real. I never joined no religious shit, nigga. So I'm asking because if you once joined, no different than Malcolm, why would you be able to leave and he can't leave?
I'm not a traitor. I'm not a traitor.
So are you still a member?
I was never a member, sir.
So what was you doing? Just following blindly, like a bitch?
Yeah. So
why never with no benefit?
Now you calling me a bitch.
No benefit whatsoever. Just following. Right?
Now you calling me a bitch. Okay,
bro. You know I'm gonna call you a bitch at some point in the conversation.
But I didn't call you a bitch.
You can't, because you know I smack the shit out of you. You a pussy and you know it.
Now you a smack.
Talking about?
Nah, I didn't even threaten you with any physical violence. Now you will smack me. Go ahead.
What makes Elijah honorable? What makes Elijah Muhammad honorable? Since you call him honorable.
The fruit. A message to the Black man. The fruit of Islam. The MGT, businesses, and every other institution that he is a participant and a creator of in the Nation of Islam.
How y'all be falling for this nigga, man, son?
That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm not forcing it on anybody.
Let me ask you this: you and I'm gonna be respectful. I'm not against you. I like to smoke a bag of crack. Pause. But no, this is crack. What you giving out? Do your mother believe that Martin Luther King was real?
Oh, without a doubt. My mother is a stone cold Baptist. Oh man,
do you trust your mother's judgment? Do you trust your mother?
Do I trust my mother's judgment in certain things? Yeah, and my father's judgment. Yeah.
So you feel like what she went through?
They created your group Yeah.
My mother didn't go through anything. My mother is highly educated, very
Here,
well to do. She didn't go through nothing.
I don't know if
She
you're
didn't go
too
through anything.
young, but your mother might be my age. But
My mother is 70. My mother is 70 years old.
okay,
She didn't go through anything.
do you tell her that shit didn't happen?
I've told my mom that I don't even think slavery even happened the way that they're telling us it happened.
I ain't saying slavery now. I'm saying Martin Luther King. You tell
Yeah.
her that don't exist.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So because you didn't live it, you believe it don't exist. You believe that you can say it didn't exist because you didn't experience it. Are you that type?
I don't believe that the black man was that much of a punk bitch coward. I don't believe in slavery like that, to be honest with you.
Not slavery. I'm saying Martin Luther King. If you didn't
No.
see him get shot,
No.
you just make up that it's dice because that's what niggas do, right?
I think he got popped by another black man in that damn hotel room. Look at Taz. Look how ignorant he is. Look at that towards other blacks. Look how ignorant he is. He ignorant. Look how ignorant he is.
Yeah. I'll pop your dumb ass in the hotel room and drag your bitch ass out onto the balcony and let your pussy ass bleed out, and then blame some motherfucker across the street and say some random man in the woods shot your goofy
Don't you
ass,
see?
jumped the
Don't
fence
you
and
see?
ran across to the motherfucking rooming house, pussy nigga. I sure
Don't
would.
you see? See, that's what I'm saying. So you think that these blacks just now exist? No, you've always had Taz's in every generation of black.
I wouldn't have shot Dr. King, nigga. We talking about you.
Listen to this
Bitch
ignorant
ass
ass nigga.
nigga. We talking about Dr. King. But no, we talking about Dr. King. Nah, Dr. King should be celebrated for his contributions. The amount of work he actually put in on the streets to try to get shit done.
Begging white people to like him and begging white people so he could eat at their goddamn table. That's what Martin Luther King was doing.
Right now,
I disagree. I don't think it was about liking him. Like, for example, the Montgomery bus boycott wasn't about liking Dr. King.
Black people already had their own buses. What? Fuck those buses. They had already had their buses.
No, they did not have their own buses. This is
Black people did have their own bus lines. Yes, they did. They wanted to be white.
Pull it up and show it.
You begging online right now with a YouTube page. You got some low grade white fuckers running your shit. You get paid for a YouTube channel. You begging.
My biggest supporters are black. You don't know what I'm talking about.
On YouTube, that's white on, brother. You
my biggest supporters are black.
For a living. All right, let's
not. No, I've been well to do since for a very long time.
Click
sir.
log on.
You
signed up.
No, you. Okay, whatever you believe, buddy. Whatever you believe, pal. Whatever you believe.
You a portion of money that they get off you.
Whatever you believe, bud.
Let's not
whatever
go.
You believe, pal. Yeah, I got you, life gambler.
Okay, right. I ain't.
You right. You right. You right, bro. I'm begging. I'm begging online. You're right. I got you, bro. I'm making hell of money begging.
You begging people, but you're begging YouTube to pay you, or are you doing this for free?
What do you think, life gambler? What do you think I'm doing? Buddy?
Getting paid, right? That means that you're taking something from somebody
else.
I'm
just saying. What do you think I'm doing, life gambler?
Videos you got to do to get the little money you get. That's slavery, brother.
Sure.
That's slavery. Come on, bro. You doing too much now, fam.
This shit, I'm telling him what you saying. You're doing. They made a change through slavery. Martin Luther King made a change in the 60s. You're doing this shit for a small check.
What was the change that MLK? What was the change that he made?
Oh man.
No, I'm asking you. What was the change? You said it. What was the change?
Right. There was I would argue that there was a transition on how to deal with the Jim Crow laws. You saw an approach that worked within a decade. They were able to actually get a lot of that erased, and we get the Civil Rights Act, which he's there standing in front of as they sign it. Goofy ass crack 11 ass bitch.
See, man, why you gotta call me on? Why you gotta call me on that?
Because you dumb.
And you call me a goofy, cracking ass, loving ass bitch. Okay, I got you.
Yes, because you're dumb.
I just want
you don't have a response. You're just fucking dumb.
More
try to troll black people. Your stupid ass.
Will never be able to change anything in society the way he did. Whether you say it was begging, it was not real, you just won't ever achieve that. and you're online to achieve something, right?
Taz.
You guys talk more about MLK than your own fathers, man, and it's sickening listening to you guys. Like Life Gambler, you haven't mentioned your father 1 second. You haven't mentioned your father at all. Your father who put food
That
on your
nigga
fucking
say any
table. That's
motherfucking thing,
despicable,
bro.
dude.
This nigga
I
say
don't
anything,
goddamn
bro.
about Martin Luther King, man. My father put food on my table.
No
My
one,
father put a roof on my head, man.
you,
Motherfucker, Martin Luther King.
Nigga, your daddy used to smoke crack. Your daddy smoked
Hey,
crack.
bro,
Say
that
y'all
nigga say
stop.
anything, bro.
You say
That
my
nigga
dad
say any
smoked crack.
fucking thing, bro.
Why you talking about my dad like that?
anything.
He said he
It's
smoked
always
one.
it's always the cast at the remedial table that want to sidetrack the conversation into some just basically unproductive shit. You really don't like to read. You don't really like history or when people talk about it. So it offends you. It personally offends you. Now you're gonna act like it's a joke, but you have to, on some level, you really have a personal affection for the Martin Luther King story. And when someone talks against it, it's like basically like they're talking about your mama.
Yep.
And that's why you brought her up. And that's why you asked him as a metric of the authenticity of his opinion. Well, what if you told your mama that? What if a 45-year-old man still modeled his
Yo,
thinking
why
after his
is
mother?
CT still wearing the same fucking coat he's worn all week? Like, you ever watch that thing? Like,
Because maybe he has other shit to do.
I mean, just but
What do you sit
wearing
around
the same
changing your
shit all the
Aren't
time?
coming up with your concepts too? Why are you against the concept that was taught to us? You have your
because
own,
it was taught
which
to
is
us by
great.
liars.
But that's great. You got your own. We not
Bad
dissing yours,
question
bro.
right there.
How
The
come none of
people
y'all
who
talk about
taught
your
them
daddy?
to us have already proven themselves to be dishonest and disingenuous liars, and not just that, specifically invested, specifically
He
invested
actually makes a good point.
in taking black people backwards. Is that not obvious?
Who's Jenna?
Does that answer your question?
No,
Yeah, but that's not a
Hold
reason
on,
to
bro.
undermine.
Hold on a second. What do you mean that's not a reason? If somebody tells you a liar, you
Hey,
stop
bro, be
believing what they
quiet
say.
for a minute, bro. Right, just be quiet for a second, bro. Let's clear this up
you
with
sound like what you said to me is the reverse.
Hold
That
on,
y'all
buddy. Hey,
butt
hey, Q, did you get that shit straight, bro? Hold on, man. Let's see who this is and shit.
Who's Jenna?
Is Jenna there? All right. Yeah.
Yeah, they tried to get up out of here. But yeah, that's the issue though, man. Like I think like people that like to troll with Black history, you just don't want to read none. I agree with that point. Like you don't want to read it, you don't want to study it, so you just use it as a way to like get away from the real conversation about it. You don't like it.
Y'all didn't grow up with your fathers, man. That's pretty much what it is, man.
But I call my dad and wake him up, nigga.
I'm not trying to put that on anybody. And I don't really believe everybody who grew up with their father really should necessarily be running their mouth, honestly.
I'm sorry, Taz. Go ahead.
Nigga, you grew up with your father, and all your father taught you how to do, nigga, was to fire up that motherfucking glass dick.
Damn, man. Why are you talking to me like that, bro?
He talking, but who uses that term anymore?
Hold on. Niggas want to troll. No, because niggas want to troll. Niggas want to troll and say niggas daddy ain't around.
Glass
This
dick so
nigga
you can
daddy a
smoke
whole
on
glass
that dope.
dick sucker.
One thing for certain is if you was in school talking that shit to other black people, they'd have beat the fuck out of you.
I'd have called the police.
Fuck all them niggas. I've been telling black niggas in school, fuck you since I was a fucking kid. Fuck them bitch ass niggas.
So you drive-by shooters in Midas City.
I wish I could give a fuck about what a black nigga in school thinks.
I call the police on y'all and lie and say y'all got a gun on y'all.
In class,
And might lie and say,
But most of black niggas I saw in
None of
school
y'all
spent their
stood
time
up.
sitting on the fucking steps.
I bet y'all
I
didn't
wish.
y'all
Damn the motherfucker to try something. That was me.
Yeah, we ain't gonna
Sitting on the steps, wishing a nigga would.
Let's get it back in some direction. Now I can't.
Sitting right there, so all y'all goofy ass niggas can walk past. Ain't none of y'all gonna do shit. Soft ass.
We back on Tupac conspiracies because yeah, I don't,
He a nerd, man.
Tupac.
Nigga who got bullied. Internet made him feel popular. Nigga dressed up to do a live.
Maybe this is all I can afford, bro.
Yeah, but y'all gotta remember, he be trolling, son. So once y'all respond to him, he got the ball in his court, man. See, I just gotta ignore him. So he's just a little
Hey,
badass
Q
kid that's
Butter.
running in circles, man. Literally, he's just
Hey,
running in
hey, hey,
circles.
Q Butter.
And y'all paying attention to this little nigga. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. He's not leaving the corner.
So,
Let him
so,
run in
so
circles and
here's
make
my
it to the ball and shit,
question
son.
though, right? So let's get back on topic then. So here's my question
Yeah.
though, right?
All right.
So in terms of like mainstream known rappers in the 90s and people who got that type of attention, who else was rapping about reparations and things that are still kind of relevant today? Because there's just not a long list of people who were actually beneficial to what we would call long-standing conversation. I would say Tupac was one of those.
I would say that the majority of early hip hop up until the mid '90s represented that sentiment. It only became an anomaly when that excuse me. It only became an anomaly when that fact changed, and that started to be the
Can you
substance of
give
the
me
real
some examples?
conversation.
I disagree. Can you give me some examples? I disagree with
Um,
that.
I say Guru, KRS-One, De La Soul, Black Sheep to a degree in a more satirical kind of way.
See, I
I
don't
mean
think they
what
talked about the
the
realities on the
Who
ground though.
wasn't rapping about none of that shit?
Yeah, like I don't.
Y'all can't just throw
by
Guru
realities
and
on the
niggas like
ground, you
Tribe
mean
Called
as
Quest and he
far
was
as
coming.
KRS-One.
right? What as far as strategies
I
on the
give you,
ground, you
Chris.
mean as
I
far
give
as
you, Chris.
grassroots actions?
KRS-One
Nah,
album was criminal
not even
minded.
that, bro. Like I say, bro, it's like So when you walk through like Tupac's hits, because I'm trying to just keep it like at his music and find what you're saying is comparable. You can
Brenda's
go
Got a
from a
Baby,
keep your head up. Brenda's Got a Baby and
right?
transition that into some of the later music. I'm
Well,
saying
now
where do
hold
you
on a
see
second. Before we transition those, let's just take a look at the context of those songs themselves. Now, Brenda's Got a Baby, was obviously a response to the outcry about the supposed crisis of young black girls getting pregnant in their childbearing years. So I remember that, but I also remember "Keep Your Head Up." Was that not a response to somewhat of a band-aid response by the label to the sodomy charges that Tupac had already been indicted upon?
Keep your head up.
There was a rape charge that he had,
Your head up
and
is more.
"Keep Your
no.
Head Up" came out right after that,
Keep your
and
head
that was
not on me.
essentially what fixed his image.
No, keep your head up is not
His
on me. World
image.
is doing that.
Excuse me.
He had Temptations. He had Dear Mama out when that happened. Not
Yeah,
keep your head
but
up.
that was
Damn,
that's
"Keep Your Head
before
Up"
that.
came out
I ain't that
afterwards.
old that y'all niggas don't know
No,
history.
bro, keep your head up is before that, bro. That's 1993.
93, yeah, that's
That's,
like
that's strictly for my
Tupac now.
niggas, bro.
And what year was the rape charge?
94,
94.
Right, 90. It was that late.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's all y'all gotta
He
do is
got
just
out in
First,
admit to it.
Nigga,
95
so
and died in
wow.
96.
Well,
Like, what do you
I mean
mean?
that might explain why his label would have killed him off had he been, the doing business as Tupac Shakur. But I
I
mean
started
that's a
realizing
pretty good reason to kill his project.
so that's why
No,
y'all
it's not, bro. Y'all sound crazy when you say this.
Tupac's music wasn't gonna sell in the upcoming phase that hip hop was going through. He wasn't gonna be
Bro,
viable.
you sound crazy,
Why
bro.
wasn't he was about to be one of the
struggle at
faces
Look
of
at
the future of hip hop?
look at what came after Tupac. What else was as political and hard edged in that way, in that direct street action way as Tupac had been? Nobody came after him. I mean, Nipsey Hussle, but come on, that's a joke.
Ice
It
Cube.
wasn't even a black dude.
Nobody don't even know who Ice Cube is. You think he's an actor. He's been political his whole fucking career.
I know, but how many more albums did Ice Cube release after Tupac died?
Plenty, brother. Plenty.
I don't know.
Bro,
You make
there's
an interesting
mad
point there, though.
Tupacs. There's
Ice
You
mad
Cube,
make an
Tupacs around,
though.
bro.
But
Tupac
Ice,
on the mainstream, but
nah.
in mainstream
yeah,
terms, I
yeah.
disagree. In
No,
mainstream
I think
terms,
it's
there are not many Tupacs. Nah.
no, and I think I think just like Jordan's in all of the players now. Before Jordan, not everybody had that little spin around and certain moves. Everybody got the Jordan moves. Everybody got these things. Tupac is
But I'm
everybody got that little. I want to be. I want to be the thug. I want to be. I got a little bit of street stuff that I highlight the street side, but I embody the real gangster image. And they got this whole glorification of that life. And I want to
How
be
many of
rich.
them are how many of them are speaking to
That's
the idea of black people doing something as a group of black people? That was
Tupac
something that
was
was
talking that shit, but that shit sounded cool.
right.
It
That was
sounded
part of
cool,
the
but
Pan-Africanist project was done away with. There was a
but you had other people that
larger
was
group
doing
of
that as
agenda.
well. You had the Unity song. Yeah, people putting
Yeah,
out songs that was about that. That
I
wasn't just Tupac.
yes, but how the question is at this point, how
what
much of after we've seen the demise of the Pan-Africanist project, so to speak, or let's say the delineation from it, for instance, in the contemporary FBA terminology, is it not obvious that the agendas that are being pursued in the hip hop rap urban product are not consistent with what we knew as the Pan-Africanist / Black rights movement that
Son,
is brought
the Pan
into
African shit was
a
totally
larger
hidden.
urban
that's
The
identity?
furthest the Pan African got was like jokes and comedies and movies, bro. Like, if you
What
really go back, Pan
the
African got further outside of like certain rap groups. That was not prominent culture. You had college culture, and Diddy capitalized off of this like crazy. College culture
Diddy.
is major black culture, and then you had street culture, whatever that looks like, from Mary J. Blige to Jodeci to Biggie, and in the West Coast understood that with Dr. Dre and gave us a movie with the fucking gangster shit at the same time. Here, whole deep cover. Then you get to drink gin and juice. What the fuck is the gin and juice? Doesn't matter. The shit sounds good. Now we got Snoop Dogg. Now we get to see niggas dressed in the shit like colors. Oh, it's a real life shit. Just hype up
well
the shit, make money off of it, and niggas stay in the
well
hood still out.
let's be clear that Snoop Dogg actually made his debut on Deep Cover,
Yeah.
and that in and on Deep Cover, that him and Dr. Dre essentially explain, at least in the terms of the song, their roles as government informants.
It's
That's what.
not government informants, it's just business, bro.
No, excuse me. Deep Cover. They end up snitching and setting up their rivals.
But that ain't what
The,
Snoop rapped
the,
about though.
that's what him and Dre rapped about.
Dre was
No,
a
it's not.
fucking producer, son.
I give you
Excuse me.
20 G's if you snitch on your homie. I give you like that.
And the whole song was about them killing.
But you gotta sell dope for it. Let me think about it. Turn my back, grab the strap, and get like, bro. No, the song was about not. The song's called 187 on the undercover of a cop, bro.
Right, they talking about
The
killing
song is
undercover cops, bro.
directly opposite of the movie. Like what are you talking about? The song is literally the opposite of the movie. Just don't know what y'all talking about, bro. Like again,
You know what? I wouldn't dismiss
Did they
that.
live on this side?
I would go ahead and I'll review that. If you say it was the direct opposite of what I said, I'd say that's compelling enough where I give that the respect to look it up, and I'll go double check.
Like, bro, they gave us the word gangster.
I'm just wondering if y'all keep doing this and having this strong of an opinion about it.
Yeah, it's crazy trying to listen to somebody that didn't live through all of what he's trying to explain, and
Hit this
it's not even close.
No, I can't fuck with it right now.
Mm.
So what you saying? Like, bro, like I forgot all about that song, bro. That shit knocks, bro. That's my shit, bro. I gotta go fuck with it. That beat was crazy.
So what if we go back to the overseers of this whole storyline, which will be Sony Music, Universal Music Group, and Clive Davis, and the role that they played in the supposed, the Tupac character.
In the distribution of it. I say they played a role in the distribution of it, but like these people were people. What they were rapping, I would argue this was their sentiment. If anything, they control the power to release it. I don't believe they've ever controlled lyrics, especially not powerful lyrics.
They just made the money off the glorification of the shit. And to me, I don't even see the glorification anymore, because if you have the opportunity to build an audience, most of us would do the same shit. And that's what social, I don't know if they trained us to do it on social media.
Yeah.
But that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's exactly what's going on right now.
I
trained us
I
to do
agree
it.
with you. At the same time, I would say that that would be a direct contradiction of what the gentleman just said previously, and I disagree with that, with what he said. But I say that what you said essentially explains my point.
But it's also just understanding business. That's why I said it's also business. You got access
Well,
to cameras.
yes,
You got access to an audience.
yes,
Like
and
that
the
doesn't
idea.
need, but you don't need white folks for that. You got people that can go
Oh,
back
excuse me. There was
hundreds of thousands of
there was no
years.
conversation about rap music until white folks started consuming it. It was not a valid conversation.
Conversation
I'm sorry.
amongst who?
That's what, huh?
Valid.
It became big business when it was understood that white kids were buying it.
Hold on, what did you
That's
say?
hip hop history that's hip hop history 101.
Wait. But you said it wasn't. So you didn't grow up listening to hip hop?
Yeah, because you said valid was the word
Yeah,
that
I'm
you
confused.
used.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I
confusing.
didn't grow up listening, for the most part. I didn't grow up listening to hip hop that white kids didn't also have access to. I wasn't listening to like some underground, authentic, fresh from the crates, like just came out of the studio 5 minutes ago. I was listening to stuff that was on the radio and that was distributed by global music conglomerates like you. Or I would assume, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can tell me different.
Yeah, hip hop was like for blacks.
What do you mean for blacks? What's that mean?
Yeah, for
like
black people
early
only.
hip hop was
That's
like
that's
If
you
it,
wouldn't, like if you go to the supermarket, you like if
yeah,
you like I don't know where you grew up, like in New York,
yeah,
you went to the Spanish floor,
uh-huh,
you didn't hear hip hop.
okay,
Only on certain floors you heard hip hop. Then you go to this floor, you heard the white folks music. You heard like what were they listening to that Spanish
Def
white folks listening to that dance
Guns
shit
N'
on the
Roses.
if
yeah,
it was for blacks, I understand, I appreciate,
well,
excuse
there
me.
was different areas for blacks.
If
Like
it
it
was
was
for
different. You had the old school heads.
if it was
But you
for
had the
blacks,
old
that's
school
just
heads.
fine. I'm not disagreeing. Let's say it was for blacks. It was for blacks by whom?
Depending on which area blacks you was with, because you had the older heads who would be listening to their motherfucking funk music and disco shit. So it was
Uh-huh.
the younger people that would be listening to the hip hop and to the rap.
Were there black people distributing and pressing the vinyl for the
It was just a culture of listening, like who was listening to KRS-One.
yeah,
You know what I'm
that's being
saying?
that's being a demographic.
Google. No, that's
That-
not just the demographic. That's understanding
No?
that this was not mainstream. It didn't hit mainstream. There was certain songs that got mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Like the what was the fucking hip hop song? Psycho and the True Text. You probably know all the new songs, but that was from the 70s. Who else? LL Cool J probably will be at some points mainstream.
Right.
Curtis Blow was the first
Curtis
rapper.
Blow would probably like
major record label, Atlantic Records.
But in the albums, Nas
the same record label as Aretha Franklin. So Curtis
the
Blow
difference
and Aretha
between an
Franklin
artist being
had-
mainstream and being a crossover sensation are a little bit different.
Yeah,
a
but
lot
if
of
you listen to
a lot
Tribe
of these
Called Quest wasn't
right.
mainstream. Guru wasn't mainstream. You see what I mean? Like what's his name? Someone we were just talking about earlier.
Hold on a second. You said Tribe Called Quest wasn't mainstream?
No.
What?
Yeah,
Low End Theory? You're saying Low End Theory wasn't mainstream?
Oh, that's on the cut.
De La Soul is Dead is De La Soul is the second album in a row that they're discussing the exact same situation.
That's urban popular, but mainstream. You got we grew up in the era mainstream. You got Madonna, it's white music.
No,
like,
that's pop. That's pop. That's pop music.
No, you got mainstream, then you got pop. Pop is the big artist when you get to Michael Jackson and Madonna, but that whole category of mainstream was regular. You had mad different music that was. You had the old people were still making their music. Luther Vandross was still making music. Fucking Earth, Wind, and Fire was still on the radio. What's the other? The funk head. All them old people that our parents grew up listening to, they were still making songs that was played on the radio. That was their time. Commodore's hip hop was a section on the radio. You had to listen to even at certain times of the day to hear rap on the radio. They wasn't playing rap on the radio in y'all states. There might have been a DJ who had an underground station in one of y'all states that was playing it, but it was not mainstream. No, their broadcast was very limited.
So we agree that there was definitely a formative period in which hip hop was not yet mainstream. However, there was also a period at which we can agree that hip hop did become accepted as part of the general mainstream of American music. Yes,
but that would be not growing up in it. Like that took a time. That's not that took a time.
If it didn't happen in the 80s, can we agree that it happened in the 90s and in the quite early 90s, if not like 90 itself?
No, you had grifting off of hip hop because hip hop was the street culture. So you had Bobby Brown grifting off of hip hop. You had Michael Jackson grifting off the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? When he did the whole Thriller shit and all of the having the dancers act like
I think that's a bit much now. Michael Jackson was grifting off of hip hop.
Bro, he literally
he went from goddamn wearing Sammy Davis Jr. to motherfucking belt
to being a woman. What's hip hop have to do with that?
And shit for bad, nigga. That wasn't the same Michael Jackson.
Wait. So wearing what?
Remember Bad? What was the one that he had? It was Bad, and what was the other one? What the fuck song was it when they had the gang members? It was the dancers and shit. It was all dancers. We dressed up like
Beat It.
Yeah, that was kind of Beat It. Yeah, that was still Thriller. Yeah.
No,
are you saying that was hip hop?
Bro, that's literally hip. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what you was at.
Breakdancing was hip hop, bro.
They were all dressed like Bruce Springsteen.
All right, so I was about to say that you had. We get into the debates in it. When Michael Jackson never grifted off of hip hop. All right, so how y'all view hip hop is maybe a little different for me. Hip hop is very much street culture. So break dancing, even Psycho and I talked about that. The movie Breaking did not have break dancing in it. Like some of y'all have it, like it's very much super. It's not about ghetto. It's just street rap culture, and it took a while to get brought to the light.
Breaking is the LA. Breaking was an LA movie. That was an LA movie. The Seminole movie was Wild. The Breaking movie was. The breakdancing movie was Wild Style.
It was a grift. Like at the end of the day, they took the name of the culture and made a movie and did not.
It was already. That's already understood by then. That's a breakdancing movie that takes place in Hollywood. Just a moment. That's a Hollywood produced breakdancing movie that itself takes place in Hollywood.
That's an example of trying to be
right
adjacent. Street adjacent is having that urban street culture. And rap culture. That's that part about it.
Breaking was part of hip hop becoming mainstream. Wild Style hip hop was still an underground thing. Do you remember Wild Style?
Wild Style was before that. I'm talking about grifting. Grifting is using the culture and taking an event like it literally named the movie after our dance and didn't include the dance moves. That's grifting.
It was. They still because that's how they break dance in LA. They still break dance like that. It's different.
That's not break dance.
It's different.
No,
it's a different. It's a different coast. It's 3,000 miles away. Mexicans break dance like that. You don't have Mexicans break dance. Puerto Ricans.
No, they break dance in California, bro. You sound crazy.
Yes. It's a different breakdancing though in LA.
No, they break dance and do the 6-step in California. They do that. That's hip hop. That movie was about a white girl, son. Grifting off hip hop.
But yes, it is. It's understood but that is part of that's part of any subcultural form becoming mainstream. Is that it is grifted upon. That's how something becomes mainstream. It's also how a product becomes widely distributed. That's why it's global and not local.
No, it's not about global and local. It's just
Yeah, well,
recognizing that
when it
at
comes
that
to
time,
business, when it comes
hip
to
hop at
business,
that
yeah,
time,
that's
no, but hip hop at that time and rap culture was still extremely small. You had certain artists that was getting
yes.
to mainstream.
But and
Certain artists with certain arms. To
here's the question: What
name
was
somebody bigger as a rapper, right?
then
Mainstream
who?
in the 80s,
Yeah,
right?
then who?
LL Cool J.
Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy Kane didn't break mainstream.
He didn't what?
He didn't break mainstream with them records. And he didn't get on TV.
Yeah, Big Daddy Kane was not mainstream, bro.
And I fuck with Big Daddy Kane.
I would say that Big Daddy Kane would depend on how you would differentiate between mainstream and crossover. I'd say that Big Daddy Kane was
Why
mainstream
can't we just go look at the stats, bro? Big Daddy
because
Kane did not break mainstream in the 80s, bro.
yes, I would agree because LL Cool J represents someone who did, and I would say that the reason that LL Cool, if you want to use that terminology and say that Big Daddy Kane did not and LL Cool J did, it would be
right in
because
the
LL
chat.
Cool J was a crossover success. He was
Somebody
a
in the chat
crossover
wrote Run
success.
DMC. Somebody in the chat wrote Run DMC. I'll give you that one.
Same with them. They were highly successful with the crossover, particularly with their thing with Aerosmith.
That's why EPMD came out with the song The Crossover.
Excuse me, not the crossover. Yes, crossover success. Yes. Yes.
That's what defined it. That's literally what defined it. Like you was able to cross into that industry. Like it wasn't
Right.
that many artists that could do that. EPMD really could. Redman.
Just remember EPMD. EPMD is the group that really gave us the movie Juice. That was more EPMD story than it was a Tupac story.
But it still wasn't mainstream yet. It didn't get mainstream like.
No, I'd agree that by
Pac and Biggie era was when hip hop turned. It was on mainstream. Like that was full blown hip hop mainstream side.
I would disagree. I'd say there were a number of mainstream hip hop artists that were quite. I mean, not to be silly, but even MC Hammer. I mean, he was a mainstream crossover success. He was highly mainstream. De La Soul's main thematic undertone was them. Excuse me. De La Soul's main thematic undertone was them discussing their own transition between being underground hip hop, mainstream, and then themselves crossover successes. They still discuss it.
The dope one. Kid and Play, but that's the Hollywood shit. That would be more Hollywood direction with Kid and Play. But I give you Kid and Play. Kid and Play in the chat. But their music, what song did they have that was? Somebody name a Kid and Play song.
Yeah, that's how mainstream it was. Nobody name one fucking record now.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody.
That was
like literally the title of an 70s R&B top hit.
That was a hit, though. Wasn't that like?
Well, that's also true of Diddy's whole career. Like, what are we saying? Like, it happens.
That wasn't the first. Wasn't that like the second movie, or was that the first movie?
Probably the second, man. By the time that came, it seemed like they had another one before that one.
It wasn't Kid and Play songs that was their trademark so much as it was their dances. Their dances were sick. Every dance that Kid and Play did, that was like the dance to do when you go to a dance party.
Now I don't know if this was hyper culture. Was Kid and Play watched by white folks?
Of course. Kid is white. Oh wait, which one's the light skin?
So when we say
he's phenotypically white, man.
I don't know. That would be. I don't know. Like I don't know if that's part of the. Willie C said like. When I think about white people movies at that time, when they was dancing. What was the shit that was like with the white dudes doing they weird dance? What's the Patrick Swayze shit?
Oh, he said flash dance and
flash dance and shit like that.
Footloose.
Yeah, Footloose and flash dance was like.
But that was a movie. That was an 80s movie about
comfort.
white people dancing in the 60s. like in the 50s and 60s. Like that's not how white kids were dancing in the 80s. That's how they were doing a movie about how white people danced in the
Flashdance
previous
was not.
decades.
Yeah, Flashdance was not about the
No,
60s, bro.
Flashdance was not the shit.
Oh,
That
no,
was more mature,
I thought we were
right?
talking about the Patrick Foot. I thought we were talking about Footloose. No?
Nah, Footloose is one, but Flashdance was another one. Yeah, that's
Fame,
what I'm trying to think. Like, I'm
fame.
not questioning it. I'm just like, damn, I don't
Fame,
know if Kid and
right. But
Play.
remember, Dr. Dre was doing music and dancing and dressing a lot more like
No, it's not about the
Flashdance than he
dancing.
was.
It's just like it was just like, all right, for black culture, I think Kid and Play is a good tool to get. Like, how far do you think Kid and Play went in white America to be mainstream? Like, I don't know. I
They
don't
went
know.
far enough. They went far enough that their success made them be dismissed by black culture. I would say that.
Hell nah.
Oh, they wasn't dismissed by black.
Hell
Nah,
yeah.
they never. I don't.
White kids
Nah,
will start dancing like Kid and Play in the 80s. Not at all.
that was
You
later
still listen
on.
to
That's
Kid
when they
and
got
Play.
like the fifth movie or something like that. But the
Yeah,
first
you
one,
talking about 1988, bro.
Yeah, can you play a Kid and Play movie or song for today's young audience and have them? Well, how would they react to that?
I don't like. I'm just thinking culture wise, like certain movies.
I can ask my son how if he ever seen House Party. Hold on.
Well, not really him. It would be other kids, Ted. Cause like, all right, The Wiz. All right, let's use The Wiz. I think The Wiz would be considered a mainstream black movie.
All right.
Coming to America was mainstream black movie.
Every
Like, that's what-
Eddie Murphy movie was a mainstream black movie. Every
So
single
like
one.
now stepping below that, Mario Van Peebles in the Juice. I don't know how Juice to me wasn't. I don't know if Juice was super mainstream.
Juice wasn't made. Juice was a cult favorite. It didn't go exactly mainstream.
That's what I'm saying. In that
Beverly
case,
Hills
like,
Cop, Beverly Hills Cop series didn't have anything to do with black folks, though. He was just in there.
but that was.
Excuse me? You gonna tell me something different?
Nah. I ain't gonna use Beverly Hills. I would
Not
say
you.
like
I was
Coming
talking
to America was us though. Coming to America was a black. Like that was black. But that was
Coming to
mainstream.
America was directed by a white dude.
But it was black.
But it was still black.
There's a difference between a black cast and a black movie.
Well, that's why I brought up Mario Van Peebles. Then you would probably go, what's the dude that did the Media Man? But was that in the late 80s?
Meteor Man. Oh, Robert Townsend.
Robert Townsend.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't
He's a
really
special
say that
case.
because if that's the case, all hip hop.
He's a special case, but I think it's important for us to understand that even with the black directed and produced movies, when we can talk about movies as a whole on a national level, we're generally dealing with still globally distributed movies, and those are the ones who actually, the idea is, can you control the lyrics? Well, the question would be is at what point in the process does the distributor communicate to the production, look, these are the subjects that we want to cover, these are the audiences that we want to hit, and these are the marks we want to hit thematically on a global level, because that's what the research that we put billions of dollars into tells us. And so therefore, this is what you're going to be talking about. This is how you're going to be dressing. We already got the designs done. It already went through Paris. It comes to New York really the next year. So here's what you're going to be wearing. Here's how you're going to be dressing. Here's what your haircuts are going to look like. We already drew it out for you. As a matter of fact, we have some facsimiles of you just to model it for you, just to see how to do it. As a matter of fact, they'll coach you, including the dance moves. And that goes the same way with lyrics. Look at the Fushnikins and all of the whole Iggy era.
That was a good question.
A lot of those Iggy rappers are still around, but
Can
they
you hear?
changed out of the Iggy thing. But there was some point that everybody was rapping Iggy, and nobody can really tell where.
Oakleaf, that was a good question about the Kid and Play movies, because the after the Boys in the Hood came out, you seen an uptick with the kids listening to NWA and Eazy-E. So, you know, they got back popular for a minute after the Boys in the Hood movie. So that was a good question. If the Kid and Play movies came out now, how would it be responded to by the youth?
Now we can't just sidestep New Jack City and King of New York now.
That was definitely more mainstream than Juice and like the hip hop culture. Yeah, did y'all see Strap?
Yeah.
Strap with Bokeem. Trap with no cream.
Yeah.
Strap was kind of whack to me, though. I don't know.
Yeah, Bokeem Woodbine. That was a deep movie.
What about
Was
Fresh?
that not? I believe that was Robert Townsend.
Y'all
Wasn't
see Fresh?
Strapped? Fresh, yeah. With the
Robert
chess
Townsend
movie.
did Strap? That was Robert Townsend who produced Strap?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but it could have been.
The movie with the kid playing chess,
Like,
and then he ends up having like a side hustle. He has his own crew. And he's kind of running, and he ends up having to set up this drug dealer who's threatening him. He ends up using like his chess skills to protect himself against this drug dealer, like this adult dude who's trying to kill him.
I remember that movie line plot.
That's Strap?
That ain't Strap.
No, that don't sound.
That was Fresh.
No,
That's
that ain't
Fresh.
Strap.
Yeah, that ain't Strap.
Strap was Bokeem Woodbine.
Yeah, Fresh was just don't let me see you kill no dogs.
The dude from Onyx.
Mm-hmm. Poetic Justice was dope. That pushed the culture.
Oh yeah, boy.
That was a heavy cultural hit right there.
That definitely was dope.
But Tupac was an ambassador of hip hop at that time.
Right, but the hip hop that Tupac was an ambassador of, that was a digital underground type hip hop. Tupac didn't become an ambassador of the gangster, that wild extreme gangster element of hip hop until after excuse me, what is that? Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood, and what was the other one? The other one that put the gangster scene on there.
New Jack City.
Juice. It's another Hollywood movie.
Nah, but he had a
New Jack
couple
City.
of them that he was.
Tupac was in stuff. He was in that one movie with Chevy Chase.
Above the Rim?
No.
Above the
Yes,
Rim.
Above the Rim. But no, the movie with Chevy Chase he was in was called Nothing But Trouble.
Where's the cop or
The whole Digital Underground was in that, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, Shock G stole the whole show. He stole the whole movie once he got on screen.
But at that point, he was at superstar status. His persona, he was at superstar status. There was nobody bigger than him in hip hop.
Who was superstar status?
Tupac.
At what point?
1992. 1992. He was a superstar in the summer of 1992.
Yeah.
That was when Juice came out.
Yeah, definitely after Juice.
And he was an ambassador for hip hop. So every time
He wasn't a superstar yet.
Yes, he was.
Hip hop,
No.
there was nobody bigger than him in hip hop at that time.
No, that's not true. Not by 1992. He wasn't a superstar yet.
Yes,
he was a star.
Who was bigger than Tupac in '92?
He definitely was a superstar in hip hop.
Yeah, name a rapper or a music representative that was on the silver screen in 1992.
Was LL Cool J not yet?
No.
Mm.
All that Law and Order playing the cop shit, all that shit came later. After 2000, as a matter of fact.
It was up after Juice, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I lived through all of this.
Yeah,
I remember what my address was, who I was living with, what kind of car I was driving, what radio station played the song, and then I don't have to Google. I don't have to backtrack though.
They said Ice-T was bigger than
No, not at all.
In 1992,
now you know what I can
In
say.
Ice
92,
Cube was
Ice
bigger than
Cube was
Tupac
bigger.
in
No,
Now, I can
1992.
say them saying
no.
Will Smith.
He
but I
wasn't a
can't say
rapper
the
though. He wasn't a rapper
Ice
though.
Cube. Ice Cube was bigger than
Wait, Ice
Tupac.
Cube? No.
He was right there with.
In 1992? Oh, please. Come on.
Yeah,
92.
bro, because he left NWA, bro. He left
Yeah.
NWA. Yeah, so that broke off a lot of their buzz. He was building as a solo artist. 1992 is what album, GQ? Death Certificate?
Yeah.
Lethal Injection.
Lethal Injection? Yeah, what y'all wasn't listening to that shit.
Nah.
Nope.
But
It's safe to say 92.
Here's a question.
Pac had shit on lock.
Tupac as a superstar. Let's give it 1992. Was he was he considered a West Coast artist at that point?
There was no coastal battle.
Right.
Separate. Yeah.
Right. There was no separation. I don't see Tupac becoming a rap superstar until the East Coast West Coast beef sets in.
Hell no. He was no. That's why they went and got him. That's why you think Suge paid $1.5 million to get a pill bond for him, because he was already a superstar.
Before that, I think in order to be a rap superstar, you have to at least be out of New York, if not from New York.
Oakley,
for the most part. Unless you're from NWA. That was like the first time.
You don't pay $1.5 million to buy a motherfucker out that ain't a superstar.
I agree with that. He was already a bona fide star.
He was already certified.
Star, yes. He was a rising star. But
No,
when you see the superstar status that he achieved, you would really kind of just compare it to himself.
Even if you don't agree with Superstar before, the #1 album while he's locked up is his.
Exactly.
How does that not propel him to that next status?
The idea of getting locked up to promote your album. I say that's
not to promote your album. That's bad framing of what I said. He happens to be locked up, and his album is #1 in the country.
Yes, but I'm not saying anything against you pointing it out. I'm pointing out the idea that at that point it becomes something of a practice in the industry to promote albums through the direct relationship with the performers' exploits and releasing the exploits and mischief off stage and off screen.
Not catching that kind of charge.
It's kind of became the norm then.
Catching that kind of charge.
You didn't really see it.
Yeah, but the label dropped him though. That's the only thing wrong with your understanding.
The label dropped him, but then that's also him being effectively released from a contract. Otherwise, if say the people who had picked him up later.
Yeah.
What's that?
You reaching?
I say you keep moving the argument around. Like I don't know what you're gonna switch it to next.
No, I'm not attempting to move the argument. I was attempting to respond directly to what you have said.
Now you assume
the idea is that on a certain level, he was dropped from his contract, or excuse me, he was dropped from his label.
Yes,
but if you look at that in comparison to the process of having to be excused from or being released from a traditional contract, you could say that was actually the most expedient and convenient course of action.
So catch a grape charge to get dropped from your label. That's the theory.
It wasn't even, but even that's what I was saying. From '92, he had Juice, he had Tupacalypse. Then the next year, he dropped like 3 major singles, and then he was in Poetic Justice. That solidified him as like a artist. That was all within a year, like 1 year time. Like it was nonstop. Like you dropped a movie, then you got a single, then you got another single, then you got a music video, then you got another movie you in, then you got another single you drop, and you in a movie with Janet Jackson, the only movie, like bro.
So you got the top. So you got the top. You got the top. So you got the top 10
strong
record, and you got the top 10 movie in the same week. No other rapper was doing that in '93, bro. You at the movies and on the radio.
You said movies ain't rap though. Yeah, it's business. It's entertainment business. That's what everybody else learned. Like that's what mad
But
people learned after Tupac. Like, yo, son, shit, you better get in that movie business. Everybody learned that after him. You better get in that movie business. Boy,
Tupac was in the movie business before he ever rapped.
We ain't gonna talk about that because then you're gonna think I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna put the high school video. Crazy.
The movie he was in with Chevy Chase was before he had himself uttered a rap lyric. He was still a dancer for Digital Underground. He doesn't rap in the movie. He just dances. Tupac was trained as an actor.
Was that what point you were making that point to?
Tupac started out as an actor.
He wasn't trained by his mom as no motherfucking actor. The fuck you talking about? I hate when y'all start that goofy ass shit.
Because that's what his
that's
what his education was. He wasn't educated as a rapper. He was educated as an actor.
No, he was educated as a motherfucking Black Panther.
No, oh goodness, oh god. I'm talking about his actual professional training. He wasn't actively a Black Panther. He was a rapper. He was a musician.
Right.
He was an actor.
He was the living embodiment of a Black Panther that rapped.
That's a cult. I would say that's part of his cult of personality. And if you take that at face value, there's nothing wrong with that. But his profession, his original profession was an actor.
No, hold on. Not cult of personality. I'm saying based on his roots, based on carrying that name into rap. Carrying that
but
name.
He was still an actor before he was an actor before he did that.
Hold on, before you say actor and everything.
This is crazy.
How old is this person you talking about?
He didn't start out as a rapper for Digital Underground.
How old is this person you're talking about at this time?
What, at the time that Tupac did this?
Mm-hmm.
He was like 17.
So he's not a professional. He's a teenager who's going to events to dance. That's what everybody fucking did.
Right. He wasn't rapping. He was an actor.
You don't know. You don't know. He's 17 years old.
No, hold on a second. The story itself of Tupac is that he went to performing arts school for acting.
No, but I'm also explaining to you that going to the performing arts school for acting or performing arts school doesn't mean that you may not have been participating in the activities. And then once given the opportunity, you're able to do it.
No, I think we're saying in a straightforward way that he was not participating in authentic hip hop hip hop activities in Marin County. In Marin County, not in any way, shape, or form.
When you were shaping it as if like his profession, I'm like, no, professions and 17-year-olds aren't really used together in the same way that we should.
And unless they're performers or actors, because 7-year-olds can be professionals. It's a special industry.
Nah, it wasn't. Nah.
What are you talking about? They call them child actors. Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, they're professionals from age 2. It's a special industry. They're professionals.
What movie was he in at 16?
The movie that Tupac was in, I believe that he was 17, is called Nothing But Trouble with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, he wasn't on no Gary Coleman status though.
No, I didn't say he was a child star. He was a young adult. He doesn't play a kid. He plays a young adult.
having a small role in I mean, what like did he have a line? Did he say anything?
No. It's a very good question, sir. Whoever asked if he had a line, the answer is no.
So that wasn't acting.
That was his first major Hollywood broadcast, but that doesn't mean that he was not an actor before that. You don't walk straight from school onto the Hollywood screen. There's a process. You have to be a professional already.
People definitely do walk straight from high school to the Hollywood screen.
No, they don't.
They don't go to acting school.
You have to have training.
No, you don't.
There's training. You do. I'm saying it as a fact because I have that training. I've actually taken that training. I'm telling you as a fact that it's de rigueur for the process.
What was the name of the movie again that you said?
You can tell you got training in acting.
Are you familiar with the term SAG and AFTRA?
What is the name of the movie that you said with Chevy Chase?
It's called Nothing But Trouble.
Okay.
That's 91. So he's older than
He was damn near extra in that motherfucker. He was like
He
had
said
no
damn
civics.
near. I was an
Having
extra in a goddamn Jim Belushi movie called Curly Sue. Shit.
He was in
I
that?
got paid $50.
No,
I ain't
not as
never
an
put
extra.
actor.
He has a
I ain't
credit,
never, I
sir.
ain't never
He has
put
a
acting
credited.
on no resume or nothing. Ain't man, fuck that.
He has a
And my name
credited
is in the
role.
credits.
He's in the credits, sir.
Yeah, my name in the credits too. But I ain't never professed to be no fucking actor.
Yeah.
What? Did you not get paid?
Yeah, I
Hold on,
got
wait,
paid
wait,
$50. Cash.
No,
Right. He didn't have to have no training. He didn't have to
And
have
did
no
you
professional training.
parlay that into an acting career?
No,
He didn't
I
have
did
to
not
have no
parlay.
professional training.
Yeah. The question would be
You died
how
on this one. You died
how
on
did
this
you get
one.
onto the stage? How'd you get onto the
Look,
set as an
look,
extra, sir?
look.
No,
Look
just
at
a
what
second. Hold on. I want to respond to the gentleman,
I'm
sir.
not, no,
How did
not,
you get
not a
onto the
second.
stage as an
I'm
extra?
telling you, not a second. Look at the screen.
What?
Not a second. It's
Hold on a
dead
second.
on the thing.
Hold on a
Tupac
second.
Shakur makes a brief, uncredited minor cameo appearance as a member of the rap group Digital
damn, I
Underground.
could
Not
have
as
swore
a
I just
dancer.
said a cameo.
Yep.
Okay.
See, but no. The group performs their song, same song in the movie, which marked Tupac's first major musical appearance on a label and his very first time. He was not in the
Yes.
movie as a dancer. This is in the movie you're talking about. You're wrong. He's not in the movie as a dancer. He's
Hold
in the
on.
movie
What?
as a rapper. This is in the movie. you're talking about.
Excuse me, sir. Have you seen the movie?
This is what it is
Sir.
here.
I
No,
understand what you're reading. Have you seen the movie? Yes or no?
he's part of the rap group.
I understand what you just read. Can you please answer my question?
Yeah, it's called a source.
You have not seen the movie. Okay.
No.
That being said, as someone who has seen the movie, I can tell you categorically that first off, whatever someone's doing in the background is effing up the audio. I'm not going to try and talk over that. I'm going to wait. Thank you. I can tell you categorically that in the movie, Tupac does not rap. He's credited as a rapper because he's performing as a member of the rap group Digital Underground on screen. His performance is dancing. He's not rapping. Now, I believe
Now, in the culture, but that's what you got to understand.
What?
Hip hop culture at that time
Yes.
is both. He's a hip hop part of the group. That's just what he is. He's still part of the element of hip hop.
I understand as a kid who grew up in the Bay Area that Tupac was a member of and that he did rap with Digital Underground. I'm not saying that he didn't rap on that song. He just doesn't rap in the movie.
But
The point of it being,
that's part of hip hop.
Yeah,
I'm not discounting Tupac as part of hip hop. What I'm saying is that the channel by which Tupac became part of hip hop just so happens to be as a professionally trained actor.
Yeah, all
Like many.
the other members of Digital Underground are credited for that movie as well.
That's not. So how did he get part? So when did he get hired in? So did he become an actor first and join the Digital Underground?
Can I say something
I'm
real
saying
quick,
that he
though?
was trained as an actor. Yes, I'm saying that he was trained as an actor before he joined the group Digital Underground. Yes.
You said trained,
Hey,
right?
real quick,
Yes.
though, bro.
He went to a high school, a performing arts school.
He didn't
Right,
just
and
go
that's
to
what
the
I was
high
just gonna
school.
say, brother.
He also
Right.
got into projects after that. He did stage. He did
been
stage
rapping
acting
all
after
his
that.
life though.
I don't know
But
if
he
he
didn't
did
do.
it
When people do
professionally,
stage
so to speak.
plays or do anything, but you just said professionally trained. And a performing
Yes, I did.
arts high school, but a performing arts high school isn't professional training. A performing arts high school is usually where people who want to be any type of artist go, right? So Boys to Men is a singing group. They went to a
Yes.
performing arts high school. Lauryn
Yes.
Hill went to a performing arts high school. Maxwell,
Yes.
the singer, he went to a The performing
No.
arts is anything dealing with acting or music, brother.
Yes. So here's the thing about performing arts and going to a performance arts high school is that you have your performing arts high school curriculum, but one of the things about being in an elite curriculum or an elite program or an elite institution is that you have access to additional professional training. That is one-on-one.
saying elite.
That's one-on-one coaching. That's one-on-one coaching.
What makes it elite, though?
It
I'm just
makes
trying
it
to qualify
elite.
some things, brother.
Sir, it makes it elite because those coaches and those teachers and those instructors are the ones who actually are able to put people into actual Hollywood films, like shit with Chevy Chase.
Wait. Now listen, let me ask you, because
Yes,
it seemed like you did research. What
it's common knowledge.
networking and what what? No, listen. I
I'm
know.
also
Listen, if you talking,
I also have some
listen,
experience
bro.
in theater. I also have some training in
I
acting.
got you. It sounds like you went to an elite high school, but I'm saying
I went to too
that
many.
All right, listen. That performing arts high school that Pac went to in Baltimore, just like it's performing arts high schools where I'm at in St. Louis. They're anything but elite. I'm not arguing that there are elite performing arts high school, but
Yes,
what
sir.
makes Tupac? What makes the school that Tupac went to elite? And what
Because
was
it
the
was in Marin
networking?
County, Are you familiar with Marin
Can I
County,
finish, bro?
California, sir?
Can I finish, cuz? Can I
Are you
finish?
familiar with
From
Marin
Baltimore.
County,
Pac
California?
Hey,
went to
let him finish,
Pac
man.
went to Jesus Christ, cuz. Yeah, cuz I'm
See,
not.
Sir,
like you an authority
you
Can
on
I
have
shit
the
finish,
you
internet.
don't
cuz?
fucking
You
talk
have the
Can I
about.
internet right in
finish,
front of you.
cuz?
Go ahead and look up
But
when. Go ahead and look up when Tupac.
bro, let me
Don't
finish my fucking statement, nigga. No, I got to
Go ahead.
scream because you talking over me, stupid ass nigga. Damn,
Okay.
then when the nigga get the
Okay.
call
Go
talking
ahead.
crazy, y'all gonna say I'm
Yes,
being ignorant, but your dumb ass
you
don't know how
are.
to
But
shut
go
the
ahead.
fuck up
It's okay.
and let
I
somebody
will. Go
finish
ahead.
they. Ignorant is the nigga that keep on talking and saying go ahead instead of shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Now, Tupac didn't go to school in fucking California. Wait, where you said he went to school at? Marin County, California?
Yeah.
I thought he went to high school in Baltimore.
He did. You don't know what the fuck
So
you talking
what Cali? Yeah, Jada Pinkett is from Baltimore. That's how they know each other. So what, like, they went to the same school together. So what part of Baltimore was this elite education and this elite networking and this one-on-one training? What one-on-one training did he get in Baltimore at this school? And who are these people that gave him the Hollywood connections in Baltimore? Go ahead.
Speak on shit like he an authority
He's
on
trying,
shit.
he's
What
trying
the fuck
to
he
single
talking
out. You trying to single out?
No, nigga. Don't keep on. Is this you, Q Butter? I don't want this nigga to be quiet and Google search real quick. Unmute your motherfucking mic like how you just did with me. Talk about, do I know about the internet, nigga? Yes. Now, do
I
you know
asked if
about
you're
what the
familiar
fuck you
with
been
Marin
looking up?
City, Marin County,
What the fuck that got to do with Pac in high school?
because that's where Tupac Shakur got his elite training, sir. Look it up.
He went to school in Baltimore, cuz.
He also went to school in Marin. Look it up.
This man crazy.
He professionally trained in Marin County. Look it up.
At
George, by
what
the way,
age?
George
At what,
Lucas
hold
just
on.
happens
At
to
what
live
age?
out. George
At what
Lucas just
ages?
happens to live
Let
out
me
there, but
ask you.
look it up,
What
man.
ages? At what ages?
I do not know offhand, and I don't know how to search the internet and have this stream. I'm not trying to mess up the stream, so I just have it on this page, this
But
tiny ass screen.
you
I can't
know.
actually read what's on the screen.
All right, so look, somebody,
You
whoever got their screen put up, look up Tupac High School in Marin County. Somebody tell me what grade Tupac was at this
thank you.
motherfucking high school. That cousin. What? No, you saying thank you, but you bringing the information that you should know. See, this is where it get
I told you I don't
disingenuous.
know what age it was, but anybody can go look. It's public information. Just go look. I'm not going to do it because I know enough already where I don't feel like I need to stop smoking my joint. But that's just me, man. Go ahead and look.
But well, he's looking at it right now. Everything
Okay.
that I just saw him search didn't say nothing about Marin County.
Nothing? All right. Give me a
Nothing.
second. I'll go look.
Where did?
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So he talk about grammar school in Marin
All
County.
right. Hold on a second.
See, man, this is what I'm
If
saying.
anybody,
Taz,
if
you got way
anybody
more
can,
patience than me,
if
man.
anybody can help
Much
me out
respect
right
to my
quick.
nigga Taz, GQ.
Yes.
Come on, cuz, chill out. You supposed to be looking it up. Nobody can help you. This your fight. GQ, Q Butter, Dev. You could go say, can somebody help him, nigga? No, can't nobody help you.
Look. So this is it. This is the
Fuck.
school.
All right. Let me get it on the screen. Just hold on a second.
He dropped out of the high school that was in Marin County.
He dropped out of what?
The school he went to in Marin County.
He dropped out to do what?
He dropped out.
He dropped out to do what, sir?
I don't know. He just dropped out.
He didn't just go drop out to jerk his dick off. What did Tupac Shakur do after he dropped out of school in Marin County?
What kind of gay shit you would say, son?
Well, I just said he didn't jerk off to go. He didn't drop out to go masturbate. Well, he went off to work. What did he do?
Son, you a fucking weirdo. Trying to fuck this fucking 4 in the morning. Fuck, watch your mouth. Fucking stupid.
Yeah, and you imply like it was only Tupac that was pulled for his skills in that movie. The entire band was in the movie. Shock G, Money B, that Nazi Muhammad dude, Smooth, all of them were in that movie. It wasn't just Tupac.
Because they were a hip hop group.
Yeah, they didn't sing him out.
So look, you see this here? Describes how Finney's crack addiction was exacerbated by her move to Marin City, noting that it put her in a dangerous proximity to drugs infamous center and distribution of Northern California's black ghettos. At some point, the situation with his mother got so bad, Tupac moved out to live with his friends in an abandoned apartment. He also started selling crack as a way to afford food, despite the substantial hardships. Shakur's grades apparently never slipped. For Owens, the memory of his bright and sensual talented actor, and announcing her departure from Columbia High School on district units, blah, Owens, blah, blah. I asked him to take part in Ocello. She says all of the students read the play. He took part of it. He was absolutely hands down one of the most stellar performances of Shakespeare and Ocello that I haven't heard. Hearing Owens describe the scene. Yeah, what he got to say, blah, blah. Owens recalled he had a brilliant, blah, blah. Eventually, Shakur would drop out. He could no longer pretend school was real to school. So he was not trained in the school. This is the teacher that worked there.
Do it give a time frame, like 6 months or 90 days?
From the school. This is from the Marin. This is from this city.
No. I'm saying from the time he got there to the time he dropped out, or they don't necessarily say how what the duration of time.
He got there. He moved in 1988.
88.
Mm-hmm. That was probably like
So
the last year of high school or something. Year before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so something.
Was not a professionally trained actor, but Tupac's own narrative attests that he was a professionally trained actor when he became a rapper. And his entree into Hollywood is hard evidence of the idea. Most people would argue that he was far more talented as an actor than he was as a rapper. The question is, were Malcolm X and Martin Luther King not? Were they not actors? The question is the historical narrative that's been given to black folks not only a screenplay, but a satirical one at that?
That's that California weed you smoking, bro.
Yeah, it most certainly is, sir. This will be directly sun-grown from Petaluma. That's Sonoma County, if you're interested. That's the county directly north of Marin County. That's where I live.
And there's no black folks in that neighborhood, right?
There are not many.
You saying I got the link wrong? Just tell me what the damn. You said you're fucking lying, bro. I don't know. I'm just typing shit in. I don't have no fucking clue, bro. I'm not a. You know. I'm literally just bullshitting. Anybody that goes to a performing arts high school is professionally trained actor. Okay,
no. I would say that
I'm reading the chat, bro. I'm just reading the chat. That's not my opinion.
No,
I'm over it. I'm just reading the chat.
It doesn't make going to a performing arts high school does not make you a professionally trained actor. Going to an elite performing arts high school program gives you access to elite professional training, whether in film or theater.
I don't think
Similar, if you look at it this way, a lot of people understand the
that school,
develop.
the school he went to in Marindo wasn't a specialized theater school. The lady
You
in
can
there had a program, but it wasn't
you
a specialized school.
you
The
can
one
you
in
can.
Baltimore was a specialized school.
Did he go to the one in Marin first or the one in Baltimore first? I'm not saying I know. I'm just asking.
You trying to compare Juilliard to Marin County?
Well, I guess in this case it will be Marin City, and it will be no. But I will say transparently and honestly that I was under the impression that by the time that Tupac had made it out to California, that he was already understood to be a promising prospect for a
Now
professional
he was in
acting
Baltimore
career
first.
from
He was in
his
Baltimore first.
standout performances in stage and theater acting. Hence the Shakespeare reference.
Yeah,
Is
he was
that,
in
would you
Baltimore
say that's
first.
not correct? He went to Baltimore first. Yeah. From what I understand, by the time he made it out to California, he was already an elite prospect. Similarly to for kids playing basketball, his high school team might be fire or not, but either of those aren't
So it is.
necessarily going to be the catalyst of whether he gets into the pros. It's most likely going to be what camps he went to, what special coaches he had, and what
This was not elite prospects.
what elite physical training he had. And
Yo,
yeah,
bro,
basically you have to have the trainers. These are trainers.
no, this said that his family moved because his family was struggling. There was no
You can,
recruitment process. His family was struggling. Prior to moving,
sir,
Afeni Shakur had already uprooted children from New York City, Baltimore. A devout member
sir,
of the Black Panther Party,
you
Afeni
you
arranged for
you
a
don't
fellow
move from
Marine the rest of
Baltimore
his.
to sir. If you're familiar with
I'm
Marin
reading this.
County,
I'm
if you're
reading this.
familiar
It
with
says
Marin
Afeni.
County, you understand that
I
a
don't
family
stop.
doesn't move
I'm
from
gonna read the
Baltimore to
article.
Marin County because they're financially struggling. That's not that's a questionable story.
Bro,
There's
listen
obvious
to what the article says.
that
Are you from Marin County?
Marin County is the county directly south of the county that I live in. It's directly west
The
of the county
question
that
is,
I
are
grew up
you
in.
from?
So the answer is no. Yeah.
Our
No, I did
question
not
is,
grow up in Marin County. I grew up next to Marin County.
all right, cool. So can I read the article about from that's posted marinmagazine.com?
Sure.
Yeah, so this says prior to moving in, blah blah blah. Devout member Afeni arranged for a fellow Panther to watch over Tupac and his sister in Marin County while she stayed in Baltimore and saved for another ticket to California. So that's how they say they got there. Eventually,
I
Afeni would join her children, and by
yes.
all accounts, Tupac's time in Marin was one of struggle and extraordinary responsibility. In contrast, former Tallahassee high school teacher Barbara Owens had fond memories of Shakur's brief period of time in her classroom. She
Yes.
says that it was until later that she understood how much her student was truly dealing with. He was
Yes.
immediately challenged. I didn't know in particular, other than being an African American student and from Marin City, had a predominantly white school. In his acclaimed 2000 book on Shakur, Holler at Me Henry, blah, 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 describes how Afeni's crack addiction was exacerbated by her move to Marin City, noting that it put her in dangerous proximity to the drug's infamous center of distribution in Northern California's Black Death.
They're talking about Oakland.
So I'm just saying she wasn't. It wasn't a Rosie Perry thing. He wasn't recruited there. They had family that was there, and that's how he got there.
You can say that, but and that's just fine. I'd say that a storytelling that sheds great light on the idea of Tupac being a hard worker and making his way and getting out of the mud, which is just fine. But you'd have to compare that story to the ultimate results in which you see Tupac becoming a professional Hollywood actor immediately after this time period.
So was DMX.
No. DMX did not sir. DMX did not start out as a professional actor.
No, he didn't start out, but he still became a professional actor.
But Tupac did. Tupac did start. That's my point. Tupac did start out as a professional actor.
No, he went to high school for it, bro. The word professional is the only issue that we have. If you want to say that he started, he went to a high school one of the high schools he went to, he was able to focus on that. Then, unfortunately, when he moved, he was only able to focus on acting for a brief time. There was no professional anything. That's the point that you're missing. You're telling an embellished story. And
Oh,
if you have a source for it, then it would be different. But they're just stating
okay.
that this was a teacher. She did a play on
Yes.
Othello.
Okay.
See? It
Okay.
wasn't a special program. I
Okay.
asked him to take part in the Otello.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
according to this article.
So for the sake of the argument, the idea that Tupac entered the rap or the music industry as an actor as opposed to a professional actor, and that would make me incorrect in what I said by calling him a professional actor, I'll concede that point. I was wrong by saying he was a professional actor already.
I wouldn't even say entering the industry because he was a part of the rap group prior to the movie.
I understand that. At the same time, from what I understand of Tupac, the Tupac estate or the Tupac storyline is the official story that he himself attests that he entered the group as a dancer and later
No,
became
I'm not saying,
a
but
rapper.
in hip hop,
Yes.
that's how stuff works.
Well, yes,
That's how
but the thing is that Sean Combs was a dancer and a producer and probably a singer long before he became a rapper. I mean, if you
No,
ever really want to say he
he
became one,
was.
which is its own conversation. But yeah, Sean Combs was many things before he even tried to rap. The point is that a lot of people become rappers who are things before that, and this idea that the more of
But
an
he was
established
on
rap,
the record though. But you know the record that's in the movie,
yes,
he's on that record still.
yes,
Rapping.
he is rapping on that record. I did not say that Tupac was not a rapper yet, but when
So,
he
but
was in the movie.
But in that movie,
In the movie, he does not rap. No, in the no. They edit the way that they edit it is they don't play the whole song, and the part of it where they continue playing the song, they do a dance. It's the ill-ass dance number where they take out the part of the rap that has Tupac rapping, and then they have this. It's hilarious. You have to see it, but it's different. It's not like the music video. I understand that Tupac was already rapping. He's on the same song. He has a verse. It's okay. But yeah, like Tupac, he was already a rapper. I'm not saying he wasn't.
So there's other music videos that are for rap songs where one artist in the song,
Yes.
while the other one is performing, the
Yes.
other one is dancing or doing whatever they're doing. And then when it's their time to perform, the other artist might be dancing. So
Yes.
that's not even fair to say that. So I'm like, nah, that I don't count.
Yes, except for
He
the
was multi-talented. He was multi-talented from the beginning, as many artists are.
He was multi-talented. Yes, yes, he was multi-talented, and he also had a diverse training base, whether one would say it was professional or not.
But I would say the hood provided a lot of that. That was just maybe a little refinement because there's several artists that were acting from the hood that never had no training.
Yeah, but at the same time, the hood experience that we see of Tupac's life, it was one more of a diligent student than a street kid. So
it was passion that was reflected in his personality.
I say that was reflected in his the character that he built while he tried to legitimatize himself as a gangster rapper. But that wasn't even the image that he had when he was in Digital Underground.
But that started as a persona. Like his persona and his
was
embodiment
different.
of it, that's still him. And that's what I mean when I say social media today, he would flourish because it's all about persona. So if you can like really push your persona out there.
The Tupac persona distinctly changed when he got onto
when you say Tupac was trying to portray a gangster rapper, you do know who his stepfather and godmother and all these people are in his life, do you?
A stepfather. At what point did he become a stepfather? At what point in his life? And I mean, who was he?
When he was a child.
What about
this is
him?
like it's only his step. Do you know who Mutulu Shakur is?
Mutulu. I've heard the name. I do not know who he was.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Right. So Mutulu Shakur is the brother that's locked up. Well, I think he passed in ADX. But he was a bank robber for the Black Panthers during that time.
What the fuck were the Black Panthers doing robbing banks?
Hey, bro.
So what the fuck are the Black
bro.
Panthers doing robbing banks, man?
Hey, bro, I'm not cutting you off, cuz I literally, hey, hold on, Q Butter. I literally mute my motherfucking mic so this dumbass nigga could talk this crazy Tupac conspiracy shit for 5 minutes straight. Soon as I get to
did do
talking, this nigga want to cut in.
I did. I apologize. Go ahead.
Right. Shut your dumb ass up, cuz. No, you talking all this gangster shit. It don't matter. It don't. You asking me what the fuck the Black Panthers was robbing the banks for? What the fuck
Yes.
that matter if I'm giving you gangster ass shit that he was around growing up? Deal with that fact.
Robbing banks
Don't try
for the
to
Black
move,
Panthers?
brother. Don't try to move the goalposts. Don't try to move the goalposts.
I'm not. I think the
grew up-
goalposts are just
Tupac
fine
grew-
where they
hold
are.
on, wait. Tupac grew up in a household where his godmother literally shot a fucking cop and broke out of prison and ran to Cuba. He grew up in a household where his stepfather literally was a fucking bank robber that ended up getting like 3 life sentences and put in the most maximum secure prison in America. This is the environment this nigga come from.
He didn't start rapping about that until the last 2 years of his career.
He started rapping about that at the beginning. He was rapping about all that shit at the beginning. Pac was militant from the jump. Are you crazy?
He wasn't militant in that. He was militant.
Pac was
socially.
militant. Pac was militant, introspective, all of that shit from the jump. What was Tupac's first smash single? First big song.
First one. Solo?
Because you everything Tupac. Yes, his first solo song.
From Tupacalypse Now?
Come on, bro. Stop asking me all. You should know since you know everything Pac. Don't Google, my nigga. You've been researching this for a while.
I'm not Googling, but I also definitely don't claim to know everything Pac. I know my opinion on
How
the
you know all the
persona.
conspiracy? Wait. Your opinion is skewed.
You can call it
if you don't
conspiracy
know.
if you want. It's my opinion.
Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute. Listen, that's your opinion. Correct. But I'm saying, in my opinion, your opinion is fatally skewed if you don't know certain important facts about this man. And hold on. Here go another thing. I don't even know if Taz up here. I'm a nigga that's critical of Tupac. So it's offensive to me being somebody that's critical of Tupac and know all of this information, listen to a nigga who trying to be critical of Tupac but don't know none of this shit.
Yes, I understand your point, and there's nothing wrong with that. At the same time, I want to clarify. I'm telling you transparently that I believe that the Tupac story and persona are largely manufactured. All right,
Right,
and
but
so
you
this-
don't know, but you don't know large portions of the story, which is what's making your point kind of fucked up. It's large important
makes
pieces
it fucked
of
up to
this story.
someone who's committed to
But
the idea that
I just
Tupac
told you
or
that
any of
I'm
these other
critical.
individuals are real
I
people.
just told you I'm critical of Tupac. But the fact that you're saying you're forming an opinion based off of what you see, but you're missing large, important, significant parts of the story, lets me know that the opinion you form is either biased or skewed. You don't understand that?
I would say that if we wanted to choose between biased or skewed, I'd say that my opinion is skewed, and I'll explain the skew. I question the point at which we draw the line between Tupac Shakur the human being and Tupac Shakur the character, and therefore the Tupac Shakur the product. I have a certain opinion. Excuse me, just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I have a certain opinion on where that line is drawn, and that it does exist. Whether or not you believe it exists, it may still be a question of where you personally believe that line is drawn, whether you would think that my views or
I
opinion
agree
are
with that.
valid.
All right, let's deal with this then.
All right.
You said Tupac was a professionally trained actor who became a rapper,
We already
correct?
established. If you were here, we already established I was wrong in calling him professionally trained before he became an actor, or before he became a rapper.
Okay, well
That
then,
was
if he's not, wait. Okay, so
Yes.
if he's not professionally trained,
yes,
then anything he did pertaining to acting or theater, what significance does that play on his musical career if it's all a part of the art?
What the significance it would play would be the genre in which he was able to flourish in his music career, and what we have seen about that genre, particularly as it has to do with or as it relates to the programming of Black America, specifically around chaos, violence, and dysfunction.
And so Tupac music was chaos, violence, and dysfunction.
No, I would say that Tupac, the character, was key in various, often divergent aspects of an ongoing campaign, which is why, first of all, it was necessary for him to change his profile at some point so drastically. But I would say that all those were underpinned by the fact that he and most of these rappers that we talk about, they are real people in and of themselves, that they're human beings. But I would say that they're much more much more actors, much more theatrical performers that end up cosplaying as rappers. And
So when he shot those two police in Atlanta, what was he acting out then?
I was not a witness to that event. But from what I understand,
Did you know about that? Did you know about it?
Yes, I knew about it.
Hold on, let me just clear up the.
But one thing I do know about a black dude who
hold on. Let me clear
is
up
known
the
to have shot
Matulo
two
Shakur.
cops in
Let me
Atlanta.
clear up the Matulo Shakur noted. That was not the Black Panthers. That was an offshoot entitled the Black Liberation Army.
Oh, he was a BLA.
My fault. Black.
See, the BLA. That was different. The BLA
Right.
Yeah, that was different. I don't mean to laugh all
Okay,
out
cool.
tonight, but
yeah, it was different, but at the same time, it still don't take away from the fact that this is how he grew
But
up.
it's more militant. I mean, shit. That's
Right.
Yeah,
Way more militant. Right. That's what I was just finna say, Taz. So when you talk about this gangster image, nigga, that shit is coming from a real place.
I agree, and I would, in my opinion, that real place is what we call the revolutionary cult. That's more part of our film and theater tradition than it is part of our music.
Who was the we you're referring to though?
That's what I was gonna ask. Who is we?
Who's a we?
Yeah, bro. I ain't never heard shit referred to as no revolutionary cult.
There ain't nobody French, my nigga.
The revolutionary cult.
You've been saying the revolutionary cult all night.
The idea of a revolutionary cult, a hero cult, or a martyr cult.
You just putting cult on anything, huh?
Well, it's all part of the cult of personality, which is the structure around which media and celebrity, so to speak, the cult of celebrity. That is the structure. That's the structure by which the media becomes relevant to you. It presents to you various individuals with various personalities and various stories connected to them, and those things tend to.
I don't think that applies to every single person though, but I do believe that there are plants. I don't think you way off with that. But I don't think that every single person that especially now that it's so easy to become famous and known, I don't think everybody's a plant.
I would say the ease would.
Do you feel that same way about Mekhi Phifer?
Yo, Ted, that's what I was saying earlier. I think back in the 90s, it was easy to think that they were planes. But now with social media, I just think that this is how motherfuckers is. Son. Niggas want fame, son.
I think that's how
Do you
social
feel the
media
same
is
way
designed
about
to work.
Mekhi Phifer? Cause
No, I wouldn't feel that same way about Mekhi Phifer. That's a very
why
different
don't you?
story.
Why don't you? Wait. What makes Mekhi Phifer different from Tupac?
Because first of all, Mekhi Phifer, from what I understand, he is still alive.
What? No. Wait.
No, just to get it clear. I mean, he might have died during COVID. I wasn't paying
I'm not trying to troll. I'm not trying to troll with you right now.
The fact about it is that Mekhi Phifer, while he's a successful and talented actor with a very good catalog, and he's also, a lot of time his roles in his public life, he's alongside a lot of hip hop rappers and musicians. I would say that Mekhi Phifer wouldn't be considered someone who is influential in Black society, specifically politically or ideologically. He's just
No. We talking about wait. We're not talking about political or ideology wise.
No,
we talking
I would
about
say that's why I wouldn't say the same thing about Mekhi Phifer.
Can I make my?
Yes, sir.
Wait, I heard what you just said, and I'm talking about when you made the statement that Tupac is putting out this image or this thing that's detrimental to Black society, right? Through thug life and all. I've been listening for a while now. So I'm asking you, why wouldn't that same thing apply to Mekhi Phifer, who's a rapper turned actor, and his first major movie is Crooklyn in not Clockers in New York, where he's portraying a thug ass drug dealer that's killing motherfuckers and causing people to get set up and all this other gangster ass shit. Why that don't apply?
I didn't realize Mekhi Phifer started out as a rapper.
Nigga had a record deal. So this is my whole point. Y'all like to go down rabbit holes, but don't like to really look at the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? And all these niggas was cool. And all these niggas from Omar Epps to Mekhi Phifer to Marlon Wayans, they was all cool with Pac. So I'm trying to figure out within this framing that you trying to do a Pac, how you don't know about everybody else from that generation that literally had the same thing going on.
Let's be straightforward about the opinion I put forth. First of all, I didn't say that all of Tupac's personality or all of Tupac's music was detrimental to Black society specifically. I wouldn't say anything of Tupac was specifically detrimental, including the instance in which he was involved with the altercation with police. Perhaps, possibly, if you want to argue.
Was his gangster image, all right, cool, cuz. Was his gangster image more detrimental than Prodigy from Mobb Deep?
He didn't become detrimental after he got down with Death Row. He was
cool. Was his gangster image?
He was outspoken. He was political, but he wasn't detrimental.
Cool. Was his gangster image more detrimental than Prodigy from Mobb Deep?
Yes.
It was? I thought Prodigy was. Wait. Hold on, wait a minute. But Prodigy.
Yeah.
Death Row ruined Pac image.
I agree.
I don't know how you. So why did you just say that it was you almost made it sound like it was inconsequential?
What? Tupac's image. Tupac making the changeover to a hardcore gangster profile was detrimental to not only to his career, but also detrimental to the image of Black Americans as a whole. I think those two things can exist at the same time, and I think they're true.
I don't. Where's the changeover though? Like, can you give me the example? Because all eyes on me.
Yes, it was when he signed with Death Row Records. The Thug Life campaign.
No, the Thug Life was a
break. That was a break from his previous theme. His previous theme arc. He started talking about completely different things than he'd been talking about.
The Thug Life campaign is before that. Thug Life is 1994.
Yeah, that's not Death Row. And he had Strictly for My Niggas before that.
Thug Life in Above the Rim, my nigga. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how old you is, cuz if you just went back and watched like a YouTube documentary or some nigga that's trying to, you know what I'm saying, expose Pac. But I'm taking offense to the shit just because I'm somebody that's critical of Pac, and I'm listening to a nigga that's trying to be critical but don't got none of the information. And half the time that I be critical, I really just be trolling my nigga Taz because I know how much he look up to Pac. But this shit you doing egregious, my nigga.
I think it's pretty widely understood that the turn that rap and essentially the Black image, but really more specifically rap and hip hop, the turn that it took about the time where Tupac really changed over from being a promising media figure, musician, and actor. He started to be more of a cult figure. And this chaos programming that he started to go through, it starts to be something that you see as, not to get too conspiratorial, to be fair, but it's more akin to a Manchurian Candidate than anything else.
Listen, bro, Tupac, like when it comes to certain things, Tupac, when you say he trying to kick, can you hear me, cuz? When you say Tupac is kicking chaos, what I don't get is, how is it chaotic when he's literally talking about revolution? He's literally talking about, like, this the thing that's blowing me right now, because you making it seem like the majority of Tupac shit was like, I'm gonna go outside and kill this nigga. Like, he was making drill rap. This nigga made more songs about bombing on the government and enemies.
He had Bob Dole in one of his lyrics for one of his songs. Shit, man, that was
right. That nigga said, "Yeah, I'm going after Bob Dole and shit like this." That's what I'm trying to understand. Like, you know what I mean? And I ain't saying Tupac didn't have gangster ass songs.
Yeah, you was in the 8th grade when that shit was out. I was a grown man in the street.
No, listen. I was in the 8th grade, 9th grade, Deb. This nigga was probably wasn't even born when this shit came out. This is a nigga who listened.
He
Bro,
said
how
he
old
was
is you?
12.
How old is this nigga, man? Because I'm like, nigga, I was young and I understood the significance of this shit. Like, nigga, this was all we did in high school. So I'm trying to figure out where he was at. Because as a 13, 14-year-old nigga, when Pac died, I was 14 years old, cuz everybody on the school bus cried. So I'm trying to figure out, nigga, where was you at?
Dolores Tucker, you's a motherfucker. Instead of trying to help a nigga, you're a destroyer, brother. Worse than the
Yeah, this
others
is
did.
mainstream politics. Yeah, this shit is on CNN, ABC News. I mean, what else do you want?
You too old to understand the way the game's told. He shitted on Bob Dole.
I used to only play that song to listen to that part of the record. Shit. I think he got knocked off.
Tupac probably had more songs than any nigga that ever rapped about heaven for gangsters, my nigga. You see what I'm like? The shit. Even though I'm critical, it's like, nigga, this the one nigga that was like, nigga, introspective about the streets consistently through his whole career. So when niggas get to throwing detriment on this nigga, that's why I had to bring up Prodigy for Mobb Deep, because I'm like, yeah, that nigga talked Illuminati, but Prodigy and them niggas killed way more niggas on the track than Tupac.
Illuminati got my mind, soul, and body. That shit was weak.
Pac was just in the tradition of being the voice of Black America.
Did he get knocked off?
Voice of the youth.
Nah, but that was that's why I said he was an ambassador of the street culture. Hip hop and street culture was still sort of, it only got separated. Honestly, when they started using the word gangster.
Yeah.
Which was what year? 92?
That's when Pac went to California after Snoop. When Snoop came out, Snoop changed the whole.
NWA was the beginning of gangster rap.
Yeah, but it didn't hit.
Proclaim gangster.
Gangster.
They literally said you know what I'm saying, gangster rap that they should.
Gangster. It's not about salary. It's all about reality.
Y'all be listening to Schoolie?
That is what I said, though.
Oh, you say Schoolie D?
How y'all let him do all that nonsense and put that on actors and hip hop and go all the way around colors and its impact?
Man, there was so much nonsense in his rhetoric.
No color.
They was trying to squeeze that
I'm not
ICN.
even as old as everybody on the panel, but like I know that impact. So, let me hush. But yeah, dude was annoying.
Yeah, he was talking like he was an authority on the shit, but like Bobby say, he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Yeah,
Nowhere near.
Hey, Oakley.
Like even
Oakley,
this notion
do me a
that,
favor. Tell me how old you are.
even that notion of his role in Juice, that was just by circumstance that he got that role.
Okay, cool.
They wanted, if anybody was, the prototype image of what they was looking for, it was Tretch. Pac just wound up getting the role because he auditioned.
The sound
better.
is out again.
So even this notion of professional trained and being set as a plant, like, no, it's not true.
Yeah, he was trying to get that off.
Yeah, that'd be like saying a nigga played basketball in high school. He was a professional basketball player before he became a mechanic. Like,
yeah.
Well, man, let me not be rude. Peace, everybody. I'm at work.
What's up, man?
I seen an opening,
So,
so
what up, cuz?
my bad, but peace, y'all.
What's
But I
up,
brought up
cuz?
colors because I
All
was
right.
gonna ask old boy if he
So
would
for
consider Don.
those who mentioned that
Dude,
what
I
I was
know
saying
you. I
was
know you hear
authority,
me
I
Oh,
can
hold
talking.
respect
on.
I
that.
Yeah,
know
yeah,
you
yeah.
hear
We
me
got to hold
talking.
on,
I can
brother.
respect that. I don't have an issue
And
with that
talking over
specifically.
me. He talking over me.
Would you call Don Chile a detriment to the black community? That's to you.
Oakley.
Okay.
Would you call Don Chile?
The point I'm making about Tupac, if
Would
you want to
you?
say that
But answer the
what I'm
question.
saying about him
Answer the
Oh,
characterizes him
can you
question.
hear?
I
as a
don't
Wait a
want to
minute.
plant,
do all that. I
Hold
don't
that's
on,
want
hold
to.
on,
neither
hold on.
here nor
I don't want to
there.
do
He may
all
not be
that.
able able to you hear need to him. be quiet for a
Yes.
second, Yeah, cuz. hold on. Oakley,
All
can
right.
you hear Basai,
Do you hear me?
aka Bubba? Can you hear Basai, aka Bubba? Can you hear him? His mic. Go ahead, Basai.
Would
I
you
don't think he
call
hears
Don?
nobody.
Would you call Don
I can't
Chile?
hear anyone.
Yeah, I'm not gonna type to you in the back chat to tell you to leave out and come back either.
You ain't shit.
Shit, you can't hear
Meanwhile, hey
nobody. What the fuck
Bobby,
is you doing on
you
the
know that
motherfucking panel?
video everybody tried to use on Pac when he was a kid, saying he was soft and all that shit. That's actually at the high school at Marin County, and that it was a teacher there. I think she was like a literature class, not so much, teaching drama and performing
That's what I
arts,
just.
but I think she taught literature and helped him with his poetry. She took a liking to him and she opened up some doors, ironically. And that tape y'all see is kind of building an audition tape. But it's more so she's trying to push him to go to school because y'all gotta remember his mama on crack, he moving around from place to place, he going through poverty. Like he lived the same struggle we all share.
You
But
talking about when he still had that high top fade?
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
he's still
yeah,
young, not
yeah,
18. And
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, she's the ingredient that hooked him up with Shock G and Digital Underground. But don't quote me on that.
Yeah, I think you got to. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that. That transition before the movie and all that. Like back then, that's when somebody was telling me.
Side
So,
note, y'all can't.
And his lead from Digital Underground was solely on the content. They making party, feel good hip hop. He
yeah,
wanted to stay in that political, raw,
yeah,
gritty, thug, gangster, however you want to paint
yeah.
it.
And they
He,
just wanted to party. Yeah, they just
yeah,
wanted to party. Yeah.
yeah. This where Scarface come into the picture. He wanted to be equal to Scarface at the moment, GQ.
Right. That's why I say he wanted to be in the tradition of being the voice of the streets. You know what I'm saying? The youth in Black America, telling real stories.
The World Is Yours is that the album? Yeah, that's the album.
He did a good job at it, though. One of the best at it, vocalizing the thoughts of young Black America during the time. Who did it better than Pac? Shit, very few.
August 17th, 1993. Priority Records by way of Rap-A-Lot.
Rap-A-Lot Records, Ghetto Boys. They definitely that tradition of being the voice of the streets.
None of that me rapping. We let your motherfucking ass know what's happening.
For sure. That's real.
Everybody seems to be after us. even the manufacturers wouldn't press our disc. That motherfucker said they wouldn't press our disc. You know that wasn't fair. Fuck, everybody worked there. Like they was talking that shit. That's that
When they talking that shit, bro.
damn, what's
Damn, even Shaq released an album in October 1993.
Shaq went platinum too. There.
Yeah.
I got scared, man.
I had the shit on cassette, but I don't remember nothing about it.
I knew somebody that had it too.
That song he had with Jack had a song with Biggie. You Can't Stand the Rain. Boy, that was that shit, boy.
Been a boy in the
That's
hood way
crazy because
before
he
you
just
were
did
good.
another one with Zero, and he went off on that one. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the original, but he did one with Zero
that song.
recently, and he went off on it.
Yeah,
Better Shaq attack.
Jack ass can rap.
I lean on the Statue of Liberty when I get tired.
Yeah, I don't think nobody even disputed that. None. I ain't heard nobody dispute that shit. So is Snoop Dogg battling his murder case in '93?
93, 94. 94.
I will say this though, y'all. If y'all been keeping up with this Tupac murder trial, it's literally like a self-help DVD or some type of content that you should show any little nigga that want to be in the streets. Like, nigga, this is what this looks like when your ass 60 years old. Nigga, this is what being old and gangster look like right here.
Yeah, but they ain't got no evidence, bro. I don't know what we doing here, you know.
No, listen, Taz. Outside of the actual case, I'm agreeing. I agree with when you said the other day that PPD looked like he gonna walk free. I'm just talking about the character of these old niggas in court. It's egregious and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, he's supposed to have a production company, some sort of network. I mean, as long as he's been in the game, yeah, he's not supposed to be out here trying to get some goddamn views.
Bro, when you look at Keefe D and Mob James and just how they conducting themselves in court and just how these niggas look and how they talk, and it's like, nigga, if this the end of the line for a gangster, man, go on check out, man. Go on, become an electrician, my nigga. That ain't it.
They said,
Damn, Bobby, you hit him with what was it, Robert Duvall? Remember when he pulled up to the penitentiary? He said, remember in the old times they take a bath and get the razor blade? You remember that scene on Godfather? I think it was the second one. Yeah, when they found that old boy was snitching.
When they found out Fredo had set the family up.
Not Fredo, the old timer that knew the daddy, knew the original.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking about Roth? What was his name? Ira Roth or whatever that nigga name is.
Yeah.
No, not the Irish dude. Not the Irish dude. Not the one.
No, not.
It was the little chubby nigga. I think it was. No, he wasn't chubby. It was the old timer.
The older dude.
Had the raspy voice when he talked. The raspy.
Yeah, he be in a lot of movies and shit.
I got to go back and watch Godfather 2. I'm one to admit that I probably seen Godfather 1 2 times more than I seen Godfather 2. I've seen them. Yeah, I've seen them both a lot though.
Yeah, we're talking about 50-year-old movies, man.
I watched Godfather 1 the other day and just end up watching the whole goddamn thing.
We're talking. Yeah, 50 years ago, man. We're talking about Marlon Brando.
Yeah, this nigga come up here talking about the gangster shit that Tupac put into the community, nigga. Shit, I'll blame the Godfather movies and Scarface before I blame Tupac.
Nigga, you go back further. I'll tell you about them cowboy movies, man. Shit, you go back further than them Godfathers. And them Italian movies, boy, them cowboys is whacking everything. Motherfuckers.
No, I know that, but I'm saying if I'm just talking about hip hop,
gambling, drinking, gambling, and killing shit. That's all they do. And all of every one of them. You point at one of them, and if a motherfucker ain't getting drunk, gambling, and killing something, it ain't a cowboy.
but I'm saying if you just talking about hip hop though, just off of it being created in New York and proximity, like a lot of the shit that they mimic when you talk about gangsters, nigga, Italian mafia and Scarface and all that type of shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Scarface is in Miami, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Lucky Luciano, all the crew, man.
Well, I mean, even to that sentiment right there, Bobby, look how you switched this. Well, I wouldn't say a fully African name. Shakur, most definitely. That Tupac that's Aboriginal like a motherfucker. But Machiavelli, and if you know what Machiavellianism is as a philosophy, I mean, that's some gangster political shit.
Yeah,
And it was
straight up.
everybody in New York. It was only certain people who were the Christian rapping dudes.
J. Edgar Hoover, I wish you wasn't dead so I can put a bullet in your motherfucking head. Goddamn maggot, you motherfucking drag queen. I know you put the hit on Martin Luther King and Fred Hampton, Malcolm and the others. You redneck punk motherfuckers. Bro, keep your motherfucking mouth shut before a nigga beat your old ass up. Jumping on the rap bandwagon ain't helping you. You need to be concerned about the motherfucking deficit. I'm the type of nigga throw a party when the flag burns. I'm at the point of no return. Let's go, boy.
Yeah, that's the real Willie D. Before he became a content creator. Goofy now.
That real
Willie. Yeah, I would have trusted that Willie D. I can't fuck with this new nigga.
Social media.
I think Willie D still a knock a nigga out though, Taz. So.
Social media got a way of changing niggas, man. They got to do different shit, man. You got to placate to get that social media money, man.
You ain't got to lie. You ain't lying.
Yeah, they skipped the reality TV phase. They went straight from the studio to the internet. They didn't go through the love and hip hop era. At least I don't remember it. Maybe they did, or did he, or did they?
Oh man,
a lot of them did. They just didn't participate. Love and hip hop. If you really want to be honest, love and hip hop is Jim Jones' creation. Jim Jones created that, so that's still a gangster nigga creating that shit technically. Depending on how you look at Jim Jones, you know.
Mm.
No, rap don't what that nigga say? Rap promotes all of this shit. Rap don't glorify all of that. Listen, rap is literally the one music form that spoke directly about what motherfuckers saw going on in their community, right? But that motherfucking rock and roll music, especially death metal, that shit glorify everything you just said more than rap music.
Who you talking about, Marilyn Manson?
You go before that, like nigga, you go all the way back to the 80s, Dev. Like them niggas.
Oh yeah, boy, I know all about Guns N' Roses and Def Leppard and motherfucking
right. That's all them niggas was promoting was the homosexuality, drugs, guns, All of them was deadbeat fathers. You see what I'm saying? Because they weren't doing nothing but having sex on the road. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, Satanism, like all of that shit that you talking about, nigga, was being promoted by heavy metal in America. Rap wasn't doing nothing but showing niggas about our situation. Rock and roll music was literally glorifying something that most of them white dudes didn't even go through until they got some money.
Right. All them black
when you look at them rock
motherfuckers.
Yeah. When you look at them bands, them motherfuckers, every time you see one of them death metal bands or one of them goofy motherfuckers that's all drugged out and play with guns and got illegitimate kids, they come from a nice middle class family.
Yep.
The dad bought them a drum set or a guitar so they could start their band in the garage and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden that motherfucker became a deviant.
Yeah. Eddie Van Halen, all them motherfuckers.
See, yes, white America, mainstream white America was defined by rock and roll. See, Dev, this is why I'm trying to figure out how young is these niggas, man? I'm not from the 80s, nigga.
Generations, man.
Right, nigga. What nigga? White people been being defined by rock and roll since the 60s, 70s. Nigga, is you crazy? Yeah, I think it's a generational conversation that's being lost within this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times what happens is when you just do the numbers or you just do the research, it's just like basketball. Yeah, when you go back and you look at people's stats and you look at certain things and be like, oh, this nigga was like this because of this, and you don't understand, like, no, this nigga got injured this year, or this is when a rule change happened, or this is when the season was shortened by 50 games. So that's why this happened. Niggas don't be having no context about the moment. They just go back and look at, you know what I'm saying, a number or a news article and be like, hey, this what happened.